Yo, 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 what up, man? What's going on? So I don't know who I don't know who saw my rant yesterday, right? But yeah, we gotta address this, man. We got to address this. Um Running versus boxing. We got to address this, man. What's going on, y'all, man? We got Philly Mac. What's going on, Philly Mac? Garrett Groover, where was Ortiz offense? You know what's funny? Where was Teofimo's offense? Where was Teofimo's offense? That's the question I need to know. Where was Teofimo's offense? Everybody talks about where was Jermaine's offense, but what punches did Teofimo land, y'all? That's what I need to know. What punches did Teofimo land? Hold on, let me get Instagram in here. Is Instagram even in here? Hold on. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Yeah, I need to know where Teofimo's offense at, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming forward, failing to cut the ring off, not landing any punches, not even throwing punches because he was frustrated that Jermaine Ortiz wouldn't stand directly in front of him like an idiot. Um, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where was Teofimo's offense at? That's what I need to know, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're gonna get to the bottom of today. Unfortunately, I can't see Instagram's comments on the screen. So hold on real quick. Let me see something real quick. There we go, man. So I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to talk to y'all Instagram. But Instagram, go to my YouTube channel right now. That's what y'all need to do. Instagram, go to my YouTube channel. Um, and that's what we'll do there. Hold on. Yeah, Instagram, go to my YouTube channel, and that's what we'll do there. But listen, Instagram, go to the YouTube channel. Now, anyway, where was Teofimo Lopez offense at, y'all? Why do we keep coming at Jermaine Ortiz for making a miss? But Teo didn't do nothing. Teo didn't do nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? We got H Money in the building. I thought Ortiz won the fight. Thank you. So do I. We got, in the immortal words of the great Roger Mayweather, most people don't know shit about boxing. I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree, ladies and gentlemen. We got Vesper Venom in the building. I watch your videos and tell people I train boxing. Okay, that's what's up, man. Uh, H Money, Coach Anthony Ortiz had more offense than Tio, and he landed more punches and threw more punches than Tio. That's what I'm saying. So look, I want to talk about real quick this little thing. There's a couple of things I want to address, right? But the first one is that Jermaine Ortiz was running, right? So we gotta stop saying that. We gotta stop saying that. Okay, if you're boxing in a 20 by 20 ring, you are allowed to use the whole entire ring. You're allowed to use the whole entire ring. So why are we demonizing the fighter who decides to use the whole entire ring as it was intended to be used? You know, I had somebody tell me in one of my comments, like, that's not what people want to see. And I agree. It's not always the most pleasant to see when a fighter uses lateral movement. See, I'm not going to call it running because I'm an educated boxing mind. Lateral movement, ring general shit. Okay? I'm not going to be upset when a fighter uses that because I understand not all fights are exciting. Some fights are strategic. And at the end of the day, this is a strategy game. You ever heard of this is chess, not checkers? Right? So we need to understand that, yes, some fighters utilize the boxing ring. Some fighters like to move, right? So it's up to the fighter who decides to press the action to be able to cut off the ring properly, effectively go to the body, It's called effective aggressiveness. That's one of the criteria to winning a boxing match. Okay? Effective aggressiveness. Not being aggressive, but you're being ineffective. Right? So, anyway, we got to stop using the term running because it's not the boxer's job to stand there and lose a fight that he can't win. Ortiz felt that maybe going toe to toe with Teofimo Lopez was not a very educated decision. And I'd have to agree because we all know that Teofimo Lopez has great punching power. So why would you stand in front of a guy who you know can punch when you maybe feel that your punching power isn't, what I'm saying, as good as the opponent, or maybe you don't want to get hit by this guy, right? So you got to use strategy. He came in, he was landing left-hand leads. He was turning Teofimo. There was moments where Teofimo decided that he didn't want to punch and he pulled them to come to him. And Ortiz went directly to him and threw like a 6, 7, 8 hit flurry combination. I mean, I seen Teofimo literally just stop in the middle of the ring and just stop because he couldn't figure out how to cut the ring off. So when we get scorecards like 117, 111 for Teofimo Lopez, this is disrespectful because at the end of the day, though Teofimo Lopez was coming forward, I'll give him that. He pressed the whole fight. He wanted to engage. I'll give him that. He wanted to engage. Okay, there's no doubt about it. He wanted to engage, but he didn't do nothing. He wasn't able to capitalize on his aggressiveness. Okay, he clearly got beat to the punch the whole night. He got hit with jabs. He got hit with straight left hands, and he got hit with check hooks. Okay, he had a couple of good moments that really came after Jermaine Ortiz got hit with the headbutt. Right when that eye started bleeding, a couple of those later rounds, I think that Teofimo did do pretty good, better than he did in previous rounds, but not that much better. So, I mean, we can say running all we want, but it ain't running, man. It's called lateral movement, y'all. Ring generalship. If you're going to be a boxing fan, at least learn the terminology. At least learn the terminology of the sport. You see what I'm saying? It's called lateral movement, and that's what it is. You feel me? If you can't cut the ring off, champ, that's totally on you, man. That's totally. I was so upset about it that I literally was gonna stop teaching boxing online. Like I just did a blowout sale today. For anybody who wants this is still going on a little bit longer. Go to my store right now. You can get anything: the master boxing bundle, the courses. All you gotta do is put discount code Ortiz1. So you're gonna have to admit to yourself that Ortiz won, right? But if you go ahead and put Ortiz1, you'll get 75% off the whole store. The first major sale of the year. Get anything you want. Because, yo, I'm going to be honest. I got so upset with the fans last night. I was more upset with the fans, the Teofimo Lopez fans, for being so blatantly disrespectful by just ignoring the criterias of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Just ignoring it, just based off of pure, I just want my guy to win. So I'm going to say anything to defend my guy. I'm just going to say whatever I got to say to defend my guy. I'm not going to give a shit that my guy really lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's totally crazy. So let's just see, man. Tiger, truth is Ortiz outboxed him, and the fact Teo, nor Haney, and Shakur is a pay-per-view draw. I mean, that's I'm not really mad that you said that. You know what I mean? They both lost. Ortiz failed to have significant moments at all. When we watched Floyd and Pac, everyone said Floyd ran and it was boring. However, he still managed to have significant moments. I mean, listen, man, I'm not going to deny that Ortiz did move probably a little excessively. I'm not going to deny that. Okay, so I want to be clear with y'all. I understand that he moved excessively. However, he still landed more punches and did more things in the fight for him to win the fight. I mean, so we can't compare him to Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm I'm just going based off what I watched yesterday, y'all. Like, I watched it live. Like, it is what it is. You feel me? Teo allowed him to exit by keeping the foot on the outside of. Yeah, I mean, he had a problem cutting the ring off. He was looking for one big shot. Let's just be honest. He was looking for one big shot, and you know what I mean? He did land a couple good shots. Don't get me wrong. There was a couple of shots that I was like, I had that eye, like, oh shit. Like, I hope, you know what I'm saying? Because it also has something to do with Ortiz moving so much that you kind of was a little scared, like he's eventually gonna get caught. But it never happened. He never got caught with that shot. You see what I'm saying? He actually made it to the final bell, landed more punches. You feel me? Like, bro, Teofimo was crying to the judges during the fight. This sport is rigged. And Teddy Atlas says the judges should be investigated and held accountable for robberies. I didn't hear what Teddy Atlas had to say about this particular fight, but most of the professional boxing people who I've spoken to agree with me. You know what I mean? I've spoken to professional boxers. I mean, my DM's been going crazy. I was on a live stream earlier. We had Corey Spinks, former world champion, on there. He agreed with me. I mean, I haven't had any professional fighters tell me that Teofimo won the fight. I'm being honest. I've been speaking to professional fighters all day. Now, I got one person who I respect that does feel that Teofimo lost, and that's Mr. Punch Drunk Boxing. And I love Punch Drunk Boxing. That's my brother. So me and him was just having a debate in our DMs. He's the only one who's saying that he scored it exactly like the judges. Don't know how that happened, punch drunk. You might be a little punch drunk, but you my brother, and I would never ever be upset with you. However, I disagree with you. So you can disagree with your friends. It's okay to disagree with your friends. But at the end of the day, I don't see how you can give it 117, 111 for Teofimo Lopez. You need to be investigated, punch drunk. Jesus Christ. This is the comment right here that pisses me off more than any other fucking comment. This comment right here. Gotta do more than to take those belts. I just did a post on this bullshit comment right here. Big shout out to Gary Groover. Big supporter, big friend. Pause. It's the homie. However, I fucking hate this comment. And I'm going to tell you why. So what you're saying is when a champion comes into a fight, he automatically has a scoring advantage. He automatically what? So we're gonna make the challenger have to do twice as much as the champion in order to win. So is that what we're saying? So why do we have a 10-point scoring system? Why do we have that? Oh, you need 12 points to beat the champ. The champ only needs 10 points. Like, it's the stupidest fucking theory. This has been a comment that's been going on since the beginning of, like, I don't know what. Now, I get it from a business perspective. If you want to say, well, that's just how it is, like in boxing, because we know the politics. Okay, cool. But this isn't a logical reason to say that the champion deserves to win. Because at the end of the day, you're basically saying it's a mismatch. You're basically saying you're going to lose unless you do more than the champion. Right? Well, that didn't quite make sense how I said it, but you're going to lose unless you do twice as much as the champion, because the champion only has to do the bare minimum because he's currently the champion. Like make it make sense. So we're not having a fair fight is what you're saying. What you're saying is the champion doesn't have to live up to the same criteria as the challenger. That's what we're saying nowadays. That's the motherfucking argument. And that's the best argument that we could come up with for a pure motherfucking bad decision. I hate this narrative, yo. This shit gotta change. How do belts get moved then? How do we get new champions? The challenger has to outdo the champion by 3-4 times the amount? This shit is crazy to me, man. It's not fucking fair. In basketball, does the basketball team have to score fucking twice as much of as the championship team, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have to score 100 points. As long as they score 90, even if they lose by 5 points, they still won. Like, make it make sense. Like, every other sport, you have to win fair and fucking square. But boxing, you have to do more if the other guy comes in as the champion. That's fucking bullshit, man. Boxing needs to change if that's the facts. Peter Nieves, who'd you have winning yesterday, cuz? Let me know. Let me know. We got Marco Boxing in the building. What's going on, Marco, man? How you doing, brother? I mean, I just need to know, man. I just need to know what's going on. Like, so we're not gonna score fights fairly because one guy walks in with a belt. One guy walks in with a belt. So since he walks in with a belt, we're gonna allow, since he walked in with a belt, we're gonna allow him to do less and he can still win because he's the champ. The champ doesn't have to live up to the criterias of a motherfucking boxing match. He's the champ already. Why should he? Make it make sense. And this is another question that I have. This is another question that I have for all the boxing experts in here. This is another question that I fucking have, okay? True question. Why is everybody mad at the boxer for not standing toe-to-toe, but nobody's mad at the guy who can't cut off the ring? Right? This happened when Shakur Stevenson fought De Los Santos, right? Now, don't get me wrong. De Los Santos, I didn't even like Shakur's performance for that fight. I was like, what the fuck? However, we got mad at Shakur. We didn't get mad at De Los Santos. Why? Why are we not mad at De Los Santos? He couldn't do nothing. We're mad at Jermaine Ortiz because he has beautiful fucking head movement, great athleticism. He was faster than Teo. We're mad at him because he was able to accomplish those things. But we're not mad at Teo because Teo couldn't cut off the ring. He didn't effectively go to the body. He couldn't land the punches that, you know what I'm saying, everybody thought he was going to land. But we're going to get mad at Jermaine Ortiz. Oh, he moved too much. I could get mad at Teo and say, you didn't cut off the ring enough. You didn't go to the body enough. You didn't land enough punches. So why do we always get mad at the boxer? Why does the guy with the good lateral movement always get demonized? When Floyd Mayweather used to outclass motherfuckers, why did Floyd Mayweather get demonized? Like, why is it that boxers get demonized for utilizing ring generalship and lateral fucking movement and defense? Why do the good boxers get fucking demonized? Why? Like, I need to fucking know. I'm a coach. I'm never going to teach my fucking fighter to just go toe-to-toe and get punched in the motherfucking mouth. I'm never going to teach that. I don't give a fuck. If you want a coach that's going to teach you that so you can make millions because you feel that's the only way you're going to sell tickets, you got to go find another fucking coach because I'm never going to teach that. I'm going to teach my guy to hit and not get hit. And if I feel like we're fighting a big puncher, I'm going to teach my guy to use lateral movement, ring generalship, stay behind a good jab, keep your defense tight so you don't get knocked the fuck out. Because Jermaine Ortiz, if he decided to go toe-to-toe with Teofimo Lopez, he might have got knocked the fuck out. And he was aware of that. His team was aware of that. So therefore, they came out with a fantastic game plan to go southpaw. Don't stand in front of this guy. Make this guy come forward because he doesn't look good coming forward. Utilize the jab. Now, yes, granted, he did move a little excessively. I think if he would have stood in the pocket a little bit more, he would have got a lot more shit off. But hey, man, sometimes, you know, you live and you learn. And that was a learning experience for him as far as how he could have won in a more fashionable fashion, but he definitely did more than Teofimo Lopez last night, y'all. Come on, man. Come on. Am I lying? Like, seriously, bro. Like, and this chat is simply to talk about why do we demonize the boxers? Why do we call them runners? Why do we have to call them runners? It's boxing. You want to watch street fights? Go on YouTube and pull up street fights. You feel me? It's that simple. Go on YouTube and pull up street fights. You get all the street fights you want. Two dudes going toe-to-toe, swinging, knocking each other the fuck out. But if you want to watch boxing, you got to understand that some fights are strategically planned. Some guys have to box. I mean, I don't get it. Marco, you want to get in this chat with me and chop it up with me, Marco, man? I'm going to send you the link, bro. Come chop it up with me, man. Listen, the link's right there, Marco. Click that link. Unfortunately, that don't sell today. But listen, I get it, bro. I get it. Trust me, I'm not a fucking idiot. I understand selling tickets. I understand A-side promotion. I understand excitement. However, I also understand protect yourself at all times. I understand protect your health at all times. I understand ring generalship, lateral movement, defense. I understand effective aggressiveness. Okay, I understand the criteria of boxing. And at the end of the day, we always go into a boxing match to win. We don't go in there to lose. We go in there to win. And if sometimes that means you can't stand in front of your guy because the guy you're fighting is a fucking puncher, then that means you better fucking use your fucking legs and you better use your jab and your defense better be tight. It's that fucking simple. That's called intelligent boxing. We're going to bring in Marco, man. What's up, bro?
What's going on, my man?
What's going on, brother? How's everything, man? Never got a chance to meet you, man, but I've seen you on Instagram and stuff. I see you doing your thing.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. I've seen your stuff too.
So what's up, bro? Talk to me. What was your thoughts on the fight? Am I bugging? Like, you're an educated boxing guy. Am I bugging? Because if I'm bugging, let it be known. I accept it.
What's your stance?
My stance is that Jermaine Ortiz won the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, yeah, but it's weird because a lot of people who know boxing, not a lot, let's not say a lot, a small population thought that Jermaine lost, which was weird. But I think most people who know boxing saw that Jermaine won the fight.
Right. Now, what's your stance on it? What did you see yesterday? Like, what was your scorecard? Because I didn't sit there with a pen and a paper. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I never sit with a pen and a paper. I think so. I gave Teo 4 maybe rounds, 5 rounds tops. It looked like Teo was coming at him, and Ortiz was very, very good. A lot like Shakur was his last fight at moving his feet, staying away. Jermaine was a lot faster than we thought he'd be, and he was able to manador Teo in, and then spin, make a miss, spin around him, and then start throwing shots. And he was leaving himself at a pretty vulnerable angle where Teo was almost behind him, where Teo kind of, and Jermaine was catching Teo coming in with, one shot counter. And then he was doing a lot of 1 or 2, 3 punches, but then back on the bike. So, it was a mix between, was he running? Was he moving? But by boxing rules, he landed more punches and he got hit less. So he wins a fight. The shit was boring, but he won.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I don't understand. So difficult. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time with the Teofimo Lopez supporters, like understanding this. Like, I understand you a fan. I understand you're gonna stand behind your guy, and I'm okay with that. But listen, I was a Felix Trinidad fan. Felix Trinidad is the reason I put on a pair of boxing gloves. You see what I'm saying? Growing up in New York City, watching a Puerto Rican that was a little darker skin like myself, I was like,
where are you from?
I'm originally from New York. From New York.
Me too. Queens. What part? Queens. I'm from Hell's Kitchen, Manhattan.
Okay, all right, Manhattan. Yeah. So Corona.
Go ahead. Corona.
Yeah. So I So anyway, I grew up watching him. You know what I'm saying? But when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, I knew something wasn't right at the end of that fight, and I could admit that. You know what I'm saying? Now, arguably, some people still feel Trinidad won that fight, but
Trinidad.
Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't think any Trinidad fans was coming out saying, "Nah, man." I mean, I'm sure they were, but there was no internet then. But you feel me? We kind of knew.
Yeah, I mean, Trinidad was getting outboxed, unfortunately. But at the end of the fight, and from what I remember, De La Hoya took his foot off the gas, made a stupid mistake, and there was an argument for Trinidad winning. But he was getting outboxed pretty easily when De La Hoya was putting balls to the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, I'm not gonna compare last night to that because I feel Jermaine actually won clearer than De La Hoya when he fought Trinidad.
Jermaine won real clearly, and a big thing that I think optically he made Teal frustrated visibly and look bad with a lot of looping misses and just he was a magician. He was disappearing on him, ending up on the other side of the ring. It was just overall it was a bad look for Teal, I felt like.
Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. I mean, that's all, man. I mean, yesterday I went on Instagram. I went fucking crazy. I was talking crazy, but part of it is I am gonna be honest. I do know Jermaine Ortiz personally, so I think that bothered me a little bit more. So there is a connection there between me and Jermaine, but at the end of the day, not enough for me to like verbally, vocally continue to talk about this. But the issue is it's a shame, man. This shit keeps happening. So basically what you're telling these fighters is if you ain't the A side, forget it. You got to knock these guys out. Like that's basically what you're saying.
I hate that narrative. That narrative that a champion or an A side, like you got to do more against a champion. I don't know how you feel about that, but for me, it's like a punch lands, it lands. It's a point, it's a point. Doesn't matter if it's a side or a champion throwing it. Whoever lands more punches and gets hit less wins a fight. I don't subscribe to that. Like, well, you got to do extra to beat a champion. You just got to do what the rules dictate.
Punch, get in here. I sent the link. Punch, since you rolling for Teofimo, I want to hear your perspective on camera. Hold on, we got a super chat. I'm confused. Boxing is scored round per round, right or wrong. So Ortiz landed more in 4 rounds, landed the same. Hold on, man. What the fuck is it right? I'm confused. Boxing scored per round, right or wrong. So Ortiz landed more in 4 rounds, landed same for 3. So how does more landed overall win? Look, I don't know what the copy box is saying, but it was clear that he was landing more punches than Teofimo Lopez.
And the copy box had him landing more. Yep, and the copy box had him landing more.
Had who landed more?
Had Teo landed 2 more punches. I don't understand how that happened.
I don't understand how that happened either.
I was like what? And by the way, the commentators were pushing a real narrative. I'm not into conspiracy theories at all, but like they were pushing like, oh, Teo. There was one replay. If you see, here's an example. Teofimo comes in, dips to the side, throws an uppercut, and they're like, oh, nice shot. Then they replay it, and you see that the shot lands, it hits his armpit, it doesn't land. Then the commentators go to like, oh, but look at the athleticism, even though this didn't land like we thought it would, and they were just pushing this narrative for some reason, and the commentators really, really affect the way people see the fight. Maybe not you and me, but like most people watching, they could really direct you in a certain way.
No, I agree. But what's crazy, what messed me up yesterday was Timothy Bradley was pushing the narrative, but at the end of the fight, he switched his whole demeanor.
Yeah,
so weird. During the fight, he was like, Teofimo Lopez is doing this, doing that, basically saying Teo was winning in a way. At the end of the fight, he was totally outraged. There's no way Teofimo won the fight. Jermaine Ortiz won the fight. So It was like, yeah, it was throwing me off because I'm like, yo, you was just like pushing this narrative for Teo the whole fight. And at the very end of the fight, when he spoke at the end of the commentary, he actually said Jermaine won the fight.
So when he said that Jermaine won the fight, was that that was outside the ESPN broadcast?
No, it was in the ESPN broadcast, but after the fight finished.
That's weird.
So the fight was already finished, and then you know how they go back to the commentators so they could say some final words. His final words was, there's no way Teofimo won this fight. But during the fight, he was pushing Teo's narrative that Teo was. So I was confused about that. I'm like, bro, like during the fight, you were saying all this good shit about Teo, but now at the end, you're saying Jermaine Ortiz won the fight clearly. Again, man, I don't know how the copy box numbers go for Teofimo Lopez. Honestly, I truly, honestly don't. I mean, I literally watched Jermaine Ortiz land more punches like throughout the fight.
It might have been for Jermaine, but it was only 2 punches more. And I'm like, he landed way more than 2 punches more. It might have been 78-80 for Jermaine, but either way, I'm like, he didn't land anywhere near as many punches as Jermaine did. Teo didn't. Not to my eyes.
Yeah, not to my eyes either, man. So I mean, you have an educated boxing eye. I like to think I do as well. So I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say. But at the end of the day, this whole running shit, is crazy to me. Like, if you're a boxer, you're allowed to use that ring however you want to use it. Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line. You can say it's running, but at the end of the day, there's only so much space in that ring. There's only so much space. There's only so far you can go. And if you can't figure out how to cut the ring off or utilize the ring, if the other guy likes to move a lot, whatever, you got to figure it out. That's just what it comes down to. You got to figure it out, no matter how you want to call it, clean, cut, and dry. You got to figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, unfortunately, you lose. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. If you go to war and you got guys hiding behind fucking walls and you guys are pussy, you guys are hiding behind the wall. Like, it's a fucking strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure it out. Don't just run out into the field. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, he boxed really well. He was obviously sticking to a specific strategy, specific game plan, which worked. It's not exciting to watch. Here's a problem. It's not exciting primarily because he has no power. If he had that like one shot, that one hitter quitter, it'd be fun to watch. But since he's likely not going to get the knockout, it makes it double kind of not exciting for the fans. So I get that, but he still, by all definitions of the sport, won.
All right, we got somebody who doesn't agree with us. My man, Mr. Moonshine, a.k.a. Punch Drunk Boxing, my brother. Go ahead, man. Let it rip, bro. I want to hear it.
What's good, Marco? What's good, Coach? You know, I was looking at my moonshine, and you was talking about, man, I'm on that moonshine, but my moonshine all of a sudden was almost empty, and I'm like, yo, who drank my shit? I'm like, Coach Anthony, did you take my moonshine? Because the way it's sounding right now, it's like, what? I mean,
go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you take the stage because I really ain't. I'm sure everybody done heard my shit for the last 24 hours. So let's let you go.
We could agree that both of these guys really didn't do much, right? They didn't do much. They didn't land. Teal didn't land a lot of significant punches. Jermaine Ortiz didn't land a lot of significant punches. We all know the criteria. We all know the 4 criterias: ring generalship, clean, effective punches, effective aggression, defense, right? So, but let's put context into the judging. Remember, it's judging. There are humans, there's judging. So I'm gonna give you an example, just an example. If Teo lands 2 shots, Ortiz lands 2 shots, right? Okay, who you gonna give it? It's 2 points, because if they're going by copy box, I don't go by copy box. I do my own. I'll be like this when I do the live. I count every punch, and that's why I get my score the way it is, right? Whatever. But if a judge is looking at these 2 shots that's landed by these 2 guys, so we're gonna count the effective. How was that punch effective? We see one guy retrieving from the other guy. We see a guy constantly going back. We see a guy constantly moving away. So it seems like if you're a judge, all right, and they both got poker face, it seems like Teo landed the more significant punch because this guy just keeps on. He just keeps on moving. It looks like it's affecting this guy more. So even though that these guys ain't doing too much, it's just the little thing that the judges is going to be like, this guy look like maybe he's more effective by this punch because, he keeps coming. It doesn't look like Jermaine Ortiz that landed that punch is more effective. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see the little effective punches that was thrown by both men.
So what you're saying is him coming forward is the reason that you give him the effective benefit of the doubt when it came to the punch exchange, but are you saying that Teo did more effective punching in the fight though? Like, or are you just saying that's what the judges are perceiving because of him going forward?
Yeah, because if we're going by the judges, we got to understand judges judging. is opinionated based. The boxing is opinionated based. Yes, they're licensed judges, but they're also human. They're going to go, if 2 punches landed, they have to judge what was more effective. There's no cuts outside from the headbutt. There is no snapping of the head. So how do you judge the effectiveness?
I was gonna say there was a lot of exchanges where you couldn't really see who was landing what. It was like, and then they kind of just separate, and it was hard to tell who landed what.
But why? You're a coach. Both of y'all know boxing, right? Why do coaches always keep saying keep the action in the center of the ring? You keep the action in the center of the ring because it doesn't compromise the judges that's sitting in different sides of the ring. But if Jermaine Ortiz is backing up, all right, could land a check hook that nobody that it takes the naked eye to see. We know that he was trying to land that same type of check that Sando Martin landed to knock down Teofimo Lopez at the second round of their last fight. But you're doing it in one side of the ring that maybe you're compromising that other judge that don't see that. If he did it in the middle of the ring, then it doesn't compromise the judges. So we think about it. We're watching TV, so we got all the angles, but that doesn't mean the judges got all the angles.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. As a man who watched it on TV, you could see all the angles. Did you see Teofimo Lopez land more punches than Jermaine Ortiz? Truthfully speaking. Let's not talk about what we think the judges are thinking.
I saw Teo land right hands to the body, jab to the body, and I seen that Jermaine Ortiz was just trying to land some check hook from the outside. And then
you didn't see Jermaine Ortiz put 2-3 punches together. You didn't see when Teofimo invited him to the corner. Jermaine Ortiz walked right to him, throw a 6-7 hit flurry combination. You didn't see Jermaine Ortiz spin him and put him in positions like Marco said where he could have really got off some shots. You didn't see Teofimo Lopez get frustrated, stop punching and miss a lot of punches throughout the fight. You didn't see those check hooks that he was throwing, and you didn't see him.
I didn't see it land. I didn't see it land.
Nah, some of them landed, not all of them.
But look, you see it land, and I see it land. So it's either who got the you. Am I blind or you're blind? In the end of the day, people could be mad, but I had the scorecard like the judges. No judges had this man winning, so there's no. Where's the outcry? No licensed judge had this man winning.
Okay,
it was not a split decision.
Let me ask you a question.
Not a split decision.
But why
we know how judges we know how judging sometimes is. It doesn't always mean that it's correct just because 3 judges.
No, of course. We're not going to neglect corruption, politics. We're not going to neglect that, right?
Yeah, but it's a bad eye.
But even if we're going to look at the judge, even if we're going to look at forget the 117, 111, and everybody is mad.
Mark, you so smooth with it. Mark got no emotion.
No. It's good. This is good.
Like me and you all hype about this shit, and he like.
Forget about the 117, 111 that everybody is mad, right? The 117, the 111 that everybody is mad. The 115, 113, 2 judges had it. We all agree, and I heard you earlier. You know in that championship round, Jermaine Ortiz did not want to win the fight. He did not approach to win the fight, especially in the 12th round, where if it's a close fight, you running like you won the fight. You could have at least won the fight or even put this as a draw if you would have won 1 round. If you would have given effort to win, not an effort to go 12 with Teofimo Lopez, an effort to win, you could have won the fight.
I will agree. Oh, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I look at it this way, right? Moving constantly and having somebody constantly chase you, right? That can make the judges go for the person who's chasing. I get that. But what I saw in this fight, because I guess it's all criteria. My criteria is who landed more punches, and it looked like it was Jermaine. And Jermaine also had a bunch of instances where he had Teofimo swinging at air, and he was kind of just, dancing around him. But there was also a lot of instances where Teo's just chasing him, and he's just running and not throwing punches. So it's kind of a balance.
In a close fight,
listen, I will agree with the Teofimo Lopez supporters and you, Moon, that Jermaine should have did more based off of knowing what moment was in front of him. So I'm gonna agree there. Like, you're fighting for the world title. You're fighting the bigger name. You're fighting on that promotion. You know what the fuck is going on. You shouldn't expect to win this fight the way you're fighting. But what I'm saying is, I still thought if they both were nobodies, if they were two fighters that we didn't know who either fighter was, I don't think that we would have had Teofimo Lopez get his hand raised last night. But the fact is, we know one guy is Teofimo Lopez. We know what potential he has. We know what fights he could potentially have. And we know that Jermaine Ortiz, unfortunately, is not Teofimo Lopez as far as that kind of a thing. So I think that's the reason he didn't win yesterday. But if those are two nobodies, do you think that people would have been saying Teo won yesterday?
Yeah.
It's hard
Because
to
they
tell.
would, you know why? Because people, you know, like Marco said in the beginning, you know, few people know boxing, right? So more people that is watching are watching a fight. So even if you put wifey to sit next to you and she don't know about boxing, she gonna be like, who's the aggressive guy that's trying to win, that's trying to fight, and the other guy that's running. So no, there were more people's gonna give it to Teofimo Lopez. That's why even when we see a fighter stand in the middle of the ring, whether it's Teofimo Lopez or just Marcos or Barrera or Morales, say, "Ven, vamos pelear, let's fight." The fans know that this man wants to fight. We're watching a fight, so the benefit of the doubt is going to go to a guy that wants to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could see that point of view.
And let me give you another example. Forget about the champions or whatever. Remember when Raymond Ford got that draw, right?
Yeah, one fight before I jumped on the team. Just clarify
that. but why was it a draw? Why people, you know, and he was boxing. Everybody was saying he was boxing from the outside and things of that nature. But why he got that draw? Why he got that draw in Texas?
But let's be clear though. Raymond got hit a lot more in that fight than Jermaine got hit last night.
Oh. And I think
the truth is Ray got touched more than Jermaine got touched yesterday. Now, you can argue who could have won that fight because it was a very close fight. Ray might have won by a point. Some people felt that he lost by a point, but yesterday, Teo didn't land much at all. Like, that's the difference. You know, the fight was competitive with Ray and the other kid. You know what I'm saying?
And this fight was not competitive because of whom?
Because Jermaine would not fight Teo's fight.
Because of Jermaine, yeah.
So the benefit of the doubt, if it's close in every criteria, if it's close with the punches landed, so you got to move on to the next criteria. Ring general, okay, he's ring general, but is he controlling the action? What is the action? You gotta. We seen great guys with footwork. Keith Thurman, for example, is known for his good feet, but he's gonna be offensively sound at the same time. He's gonna land some big shots. It's just not moving around. You got to have some science in moving around, in my opinion. Did he set traps? Can we honestly look at Jermaine and see, oh, yo, you was trying to set the trap. Oh, Teofimo Lopez is running to some shots. You could fight from the outside, but what are you doing?
I feel like there's something to be said about Teofimo not being able to catch him, cut off the ring, and get frustrated. There's something to be said about that, like in terms of he should have done better himself. Like, this is a fundamental thing that if you're at this world championship level, you should be able to catch somebody who's running. Especially if we're talking, you're one of the best pound for pound in the world, right? So
of course.
He couldn't do that. Now, is that a testament to how good Jermaine's footwork is? Or is that a testament to Teo just having a weakness in that area? Because Teo, when you engage with Teo, fireworks. But what happens when you don't engage with him? Did we find out?
I think sometimes we do. Boxing fans live in the moment, and we forget about, for example, Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko, the first 6-7 rounds. Lomachenko was on the outside. What did Teofimo Lopez? Teofimo was cutting the ring off, and let's say Lomachenko
I was thinking that, and Loma's way better footwork than Ortiz, and Teo could do it.
Exactly. So
I was thinking that.
So people saying, oh, he needs to get another coach because he can't cut the ring off. No. I think Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, was more mental than anything. He's going into this fight already premeditating that he needs to entertain the fans. I'm going to entertain. When this opponent is not giving you anything to entertain, here comes the frustrations. Because when he fought Loma, it was no fans. I'm here to win. I'm not here to entertain nobody. Ain't nobody here. I'm here just to win. And I'm just going to do the simple, basic stuff and cut the ring off basic. So when he's saying, let's come and fight, It's because he's frustrated because he's not entertaining the crowd. So I think for Teo, that yesterday was more mental than not knowing how to cut the ring off.
Well, I mean, listen, man. When you walk into a boxing gym and you learn how to utilize the perimeter of the ring, which is lateral movement, we all know that boxing is a square circle, right? So Jermaine Ortiz just came with the approach that I'm going to utilize the outside, and I'm not going to go ahead and step to him. Where Jermaine Ortiz, Teofimo Lopez was just coming forward. He was just coming forward, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing, there's many different ways to win. I've even heard you say before, Punch, that you got different styles of boxing, right? You got different styles of boxing. Jermaine Ortiz just didn't fight Teo's style, and the fans hated that. You know what I mean? I said this analogy yesterday. If a boxer goes into the UFC, if a boxer decides to try to wrestle with a fucking wrestler or jiu-jitsu practitioner and we lose in 30 fucking seconds, we're going to be idiots. But if we decide to use our feet and move around and try to pick our shots, so all the wrestlers can say, oh, this pussy boxer didn't want to wrestle with our wrestling guy. Well, it's the same thing in boxing. I don't want to go toe-to-toe with a puncher. I don't want to stand there with a puncher. So I'm going to use my legs. I'm going to use my defense. I'm going to use my head movement, and I'm not going to get hit. And I'm going to take smart chances, and hopefully I get the nod.
I had
and
the
that's
same,
what I think Jermaine Ortiz was doing yesterday.
It left the same taste in my mouth as Shakur did. It's like, okay, it looks great in terms of check marks down on paper. He was hitting, not getting hit, moving, but it was so boring. And that style, like, apparently, though, Shakur, I guess, had a hurt hand. That's what they say. I don't know, because he's never been that boring. But Jermaine, although he looked good, nobody's going to want to fight him now.
I think they'll fight him because I think that we've seen Jermaine enough that he doesn't fight like that.
He doesn't? I don't really know much about him.
He don't fight. Jermaine Ortiz didn't fight like that versus Loma. He didn't fight like that versus Jamel Herring. He didn't fight the fight when he was getting hurt. He was trying to get his licks back.
You know what? You're right. I have seen him. Yeah, he's a lot more aggressive. So what do you think it is? He just didn't want to get caught?
He didn't, and that's how I looked at it. With Jermaine Ortiz, I never see him fight like that. He just didn't. Maybe they thought that was a good game plan. For me, it was a great game plan to go 12 rounds with Teo, but it was not a great game plan to win the fight. It is what it is. Do you want to go 12 rounds? And he told everybody watching.
But especially hold on. This is why I disagree with you, Punch. I can agree that Jamel Charlo, whichever Charlo it was, only wanted to go 12 rounds with Canelo because he wasn't even punching or winning rounds. Jermaine Ortiz had a strategy. Jermaine Ortiz was stepping in with left-hand leads. He was turning. He was using his jab at times, and he was making a miss. So I don't think he was just trying to go 12. I think he was trying to implement a strategy that backfired on him. That's what I think happened. Because the truth is, Charlo just wanted to go 12 rounds. He didn't even try to win the fucking fight.
I bet he
was trying to win the fight. He just didn't win the fight.
And I bet that Jamel Charlo threw more punches than Jermaine Ortiz. If we check the copy,
I wish somebody. I don't think so, but I wish somebody would tell us. He didn't do.
Yeah, can somebody look that up?
Watch. I think, but us fans, let's be real. We also go predetermining when we watching a fight. Teofimo Lopez is supposed to do this. Teofimo Lopez is supposed to do that. We're geared by that. How many people expected Jermaine Ortiz to win this fight? How many people?
7-1, underdog.
Let's be real. Every time when there's an underdog, that much of an underdog and a favorite, when the underdog at least challenges the favorite or the high investor fighter, we feel like, you know what? Damn, he won. Pitbull Cruz beat Javante Davis. Nah, he won. John Ryder did a good hell of a counter of himself versus Canelo Alvarez. Because you didn't expect nothing from this guy. And if he matches it close to it, he won. Yeah, he ain't do shit. Nah, man, he did not do. He didn't want to win the fight, and that 12 rounds showed us everything. He did not want to win the fight, and us as boxing fans forget about the score and stuff like that. No, that type of boxing is what kills the sport. Yeah. That type of boxing kills the sport. I don't want him to get gifted. Sorry, it does. It does, brother. It kills
Look,
the sport, man.
I didn't enjoy watching Jermaine at all, and I would never have fought like that when I was active. But you know, in my opinion, by the basis of the rules of hitting and not getting hit, he won from what I saw.
So basically, what that does is say, okay, if I'm a coach, I got a guy who I know can't fight in the pocket with a puncher. I understand you can't fight in the pocket with a puncher, but unfortunately, we don't want to kill the sport. So this is what I'm gonna need you to do. I'm gonna need you to go in the pocket with a puncher and get knocked the fuck out so we can, entertain the fans. I want to entertain the fans. So we don't give a fuck about your health. We don't give a fuck about you ever fighting again. We need to do what's right for the sport of boxing, because if you do outbox them, you're going to lose any fucking way. So let's go ahead and not teach you how to use lateral movement, defense, head movement, and let's get you to stand directly in front of a known puncher like Teofimo Lopez, and let's lose the fucking fight by getting knocked the fuck out, and let's not even try to win, because it's the fans. The same fucking fans that won't even fucking donate $1 to Gerald McClellan. The same fucking fans that won't donate no money to the Puerto Rican kid who's in a fucking damn near paraplegic right now. The same motherfucking fans that forget about you as soon as you lose one motherfucking fight. Yeah, that's a really smart idea. Fuck using boxing skills. But it's crazy, bro.
But Coach, and just like you feel people go to the extreme of saying that that these boxers run. For you, that's extreme. People need to stop saying these fighters run. But also, when fans do say this guy is running, don't go to the extreme and say that the fans is trying to say just stand there and just hit me and stuff like that. That's not what fans are saying. You could fight in the outside, but just like effective aggression, be effective in the outside and winning the fight. It's just not staying away. Set some traps, counter him. How many times he countered Teofimo Lopez? If Teofimo Lopez was hitting him a right hand to the right, then he come with a chopping right hand on top of that. What did he
wasn't countering, but he was catching him coming in. But he wasn't countering. You're right there.
If he was throwing a check hook off the ropes, to me that's setting a trap, because he's
absolutely setting trap.
That's how you set a trap.
Absolutely.
You mean the check hook is because you set the trap up.
Absolutely.
And typically the check hook gets landed against the opposite stance, which is orthodox versus southpaw, when you're on the ropes. Typically, that's normally where that shot happens the most. So of course you're gonna be close to the ropes, inviting the guy in, pop, and check hook him and slide out to whatever direction.
And his feet were so fast. Like he was able to go in, try and exchange with Teo, and then be out before Teo's counter comes numerous times. I was impressed by his feet, the speed of his feet.
No, his feet was fantastic. I think he did too much though, and I don't think he needed to. I will agree with Punch to a degree where it's like, Jermaine, you kind of lacked a little bit of confidence because you had it. All you had to do was like really fucking take over as you could have, but it was like he was trying to be too smart where it ended up being dumb. But the truth is though, I still wholeheartedly feel like he won more rounds. Like, so it's still not right, in my opinion. I know you believe Teo truly won, but in my opinion, it's like, it's still not right, whether you like how he won or he didn't. If you felt he won, he won. Like, so all three judges giving it to Teo, to me, is criminal. And like, because and I'm gonna tell you why it's criminal, Punch. I'm gonna tell you why it's criminal. Because when we go out to the public and we talk to educated boxing minds, not just the casuals, we have a strong majority of professional boxers and coaches who feel that Teofimo Lopez lost last night. So if we all feel that way, even though there's a good majority of people who feel Teo won as well, how can all three judges have it for Teo? You mean to tell me not one of those motherfucking judges had a difference in opinion?
Well, that's a question. Like, how did all the judges have Pernell versus Chavez a draw? You know what I'm saying? We can go back for years with that one. Sometimes you just get bad judging for whatever the reason is. And some fights,
what I'm saying, like, we gotta make it make sense. Like, all three judges had it the same way. Yeah, but the boxing community don't.
Everybody in the boxing community is not a licensed judge.
Half the people I spoke to today probably are more motherfucking credible than all three of those judges when it comes to judging a fight. So how come they felt that?
But if they want to fix something in boxing instead of complaining, how about they go to judging school and be a judge and change the game? Is anybody in the chat right now that's disagreeing with the scorecard? Are they doing anything to become a judge? Because they're licensed, they're getting paid. They're getting paid to judge a fight. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there is politics in the sport of boxing.
Yo, if you're a professional fighter in the chat, and I know who you are, Peter Nieves or my boy Titus, man, y'all can go ahead and press that link, man. I only want to talk to professional fighters who fought before.
Titus is in there?
Yeah, Titus said, yeah, God Gift is in here. So only
man.
professional fighters. There's 2 professional fighters I see right off the top. You guys are more than welcome to come in here and give your opinion.
You got a former pro right here. Back
yeah, and we got
many years ago.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the opinions that I'm looking for right now at this moment in time.
What do you guys think of Keyshawn?
He did what he's supposed to do.
I think he looked very, very sharp. I know that people might take away a little bit of the victory because they think that Pedraza is washed up, but I just the punch selection of Keyshawn Davis, I feel going the way he was combinations to the body and then the uppercuts.
You know what it is? Sure. You know what it is, Punch though? Yes, but that was after he was in there and he knew he could throw whatever he wants. And I hate to say this, but he basically had a punching bag in front of him. This dude just earmuffed it and was just letting him.
He did the same thing with he did the same thing with Tank, which I don't know why he did that. All right, we got my cousin Peter Nieves, professional fighter or former professional fighter. What's going on, cuz?
What's up, cuz? What's going on? I tried to get at you because you was going wild last night, man.
I know, I went crazy, man. But you know what? It was good because it woke my Instagram up because motherfuckers stopped paying attention to my shit and now people are talking to me again. So that's how you gotta act on the internet to get some fucking attention.
I know, bro. I know.
But go ahead, bro. You a professional fighter. You was a guy who will go toe to toe. You'll step to a guy. You was willing to engage. So talk to me. What did you see yesterday?
It was bad. It was bad. I saw this kid when he came out left-handed. I said, "That's it. Teo's fucked up. He's gonna keep him off balance all night long." But I knew the kid was not a big puncher. ¿Me So he had a lot of opportunities when he had Teo off balance to take that chance to throw those quick 1-2s and get at him, but he didn't take that risk, for not to get counted. But he had Teo off balance all night long, bro. He could have done it all night long.
Who did you think won?
I saw him winning, but I could be fair and also saying that because he wasn't that aggressive that enough for me that I could see a draw. But I'm gonna tell you this also, being an old timer, this fight is just gonna open him up more and learn a good lesson to come back better. You know what I mean?
So you don't think this fight is gonna hinder him in the future?
You thought Teo won, or you thought?
So who did you win? If you had to pick a winner, who did you think win?
Jermaine.
Okay, Jermaine. All right, real quick, we got Titus in here, man. I just want to control the conversation. We got Titus Williams, professional boxer. What's up, bro? What's up, man? Were you scared to show your face today, bro? What's good?
Good evening, man. What's going on? Nah, man, I'm actually just laying down in the dark, watching the fight. Right now, actually, I'm up to like the 10th round. But so far, I've been scoring it ever since you guys been talking, and I got Ortiz up a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
I really do feel like, it's kind of like a old school style of boxing kind of versus a modern style of boxing. If you look at the modern style fighters like Charlo, like a lot of guys, like they want to fight. I feel like they want to engage more. And the movement that Ortiz was showing, I feel like we haven't really seen that in a little while, as far as the fluidity, the rhythm. He was controlling Teo. Like Teo wanted to really stand in, engage, and kind of, the movement is like a step forward, back type of movement that fighters are doing now, instead of like Phoenix, Trinidad used to move around the ring. Like I feel like Ortiz was doing more of that, so it took Teo out of his element a little bit. And then to show that he's missing the fundamentals, he's not cutting off the ring at all. So we say Ortiz is making it a boring fight by all this movement, but no, that's a part of boxing. So Teo is supposed to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? As far as his part of the fight. Okay, what's my job? My job is to cut off the ring, attack the body, slow this guy down, and show that I'm that level. I could break him down. Okay, show me who's next. But he didn't show that. So now you got guys like, okay, now me watching this, Tank stops him, Devin Haney outboxes him. I don't even want to talk about the Terrence Crawford fight. I feel like I disrespected the sport because I fell asleep last night. I didn't see the fight, but I saw that he won. But I automatically posted, Teofimo versus Crawford, just because I assumed he had a spectacular performance. But me watching this, a lot was exposed, and so far I got.
So you got right now. You in the 10th round. You got Jermaine winning right now at this moment, wide enough that if you gave the last 2 rounds to Teofimo,
right now I got only 1 round. Like it could go either way.
Damn.
I got one. Other than that, I got 4 rounds for Ortiz, 2 rounds clear for Teo.
So these last 2 rounds matter then.
Yeah, but I just feel like because if he didn't sit down, because you got to fight in that type of style, you got to sit down at some point. You got the championship.
I know, round. Punch. You thinking the same thing I'm thinking. I'm like, the math ain't mathing right now. I don't know what exactly.
Hold on.
Teo wins the last round.
I'm on round 8 right now. I'm on round 8.
Oh, you on round 8? Okay, that makes more sense because I'm like round 10 and you 4-2. That's only 8. All right, cool. But
I'm on round 8.
So you still got a significant amount. You would have to literally give the rest of the rounds to Teo to get for Teo to win or for whatever. So I'll let you finish that scorecard and chop it up with us about that at a later time. But for what you see in Jermaine's winning. So go ahead, Punch, man. I know you're sitting up there quiet. You outnumbered right now. You got everybody in the chat saying
I'm outnumbered. I'm outnumbered in the panel, but in factually, I'm not outnumbered.
No, Borachón, te queremos, brother. Borachón, te queremos.
I don't know what's happening now. What's that mean?
Borachón means drunk.
But
no. Coach Anthony drank all my luck. He drank it all.
Well, I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example of a similar fight. And I was there for this. In the Garden in '86 when Edwin Rosario fought Hector Camacho.
Ooh.
Right? I don't know if anybody here has seen that fight, but go watch that fight. Right? Hector's lefty, right? And Rosario's right-handed. For the first 3 rounds, Rosario could not cut the ring. He couldn't catch him. Hector was way faster than him. Until the 4th round, that changed Hector's life forever. He met Rosario's left hook, and that changed the whole fight. But it took Edwin to find a way to get in there, and that's what Teo could not do yesterday.
Yeah,
he failed at that.
Also,
he failed at that.
Camacho can crack, and Ortiz cannot.
That's true too, but Hector did not dare stay punch to punch with Rosario.
You also got to remember
I used to spar with Hector's son all the time.
Jermaine went up in weight too. We got to remember that too. Like Jermaine's not naturally the same size as Teo as far as his accomplishments, at least. You know what I'm saying?
He looks bigger though.
He moved up. He looked way bigger than.
Yeah, he looked bigger.
Yeah, he moved up. He fought at 135. Well, I mean, he went up to fight Teo. So, I mean, Teo's natural.
Okay.
So, we got to take that into account too. Why he didn't look like a puncher yesterday. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that.
And that's another reason why maybe his style, he changed up his style. That just shows he's a smart boxer, man. You got to be able to adjust what's in front of you. If you're fighting a bigger man, you know what I'm saying? You got to move more. And I think I got the best advantage right now, guys. I'm watching this with no volume. Teo is looking silly.
Yeah,
that's how I watch all the boxing fights.
Okay.
You don't want to hear the commentating on this one because it was real skewed. Like,
Oh,
big time.
Timothy Bradley's always skewed.
Well, no,
Look.
all of them. Even the what's his face, Mark Kriegel, who I'm cool with. His scorecard at the end, he had it even. I'm like, what?
We
Nah.
have so let's say Teo had 2 fights, Sando Martin and Jermaine Ortiz, in which people say, oh, he couldn't cut the ring off, and he won. So it looks like it's not the biggest issue. Yeah, it's a wrinkle, but it's not making him lose the fight. And then people can't say in this fight that it's politics because Jermaine Ortiz was top rank. Jermaine Ortiz beat Teofimo. You could still run. Oh, he beat Teofimo. He beat Teofimo. There's people out there that felt that the Lomachenko was a draw. So he's still living off that good performance off Lomachenko. He'd be in the same position as Teofimo. Well, why would the politics don't give it to Jermaine Ortiz?
I gotta disagree. Though I think Teofimo's just a way bigger kind of showman draw. He has that personality. Just he's more of a moneymaker for them. So I feel like they would try and protect him if they're protecting anybody.
The way he talks about Top Rank, I don't know why they will protect him. You know,
I mean, they got to get their investment back. I mean, I don't know what that's about, but you know, you never know. Boxing business go deep, man.
It's the dirtiest business in the world.
Let me ask y'all a question. So we're going to move on, right? It is what it is. Teofimo won the fight. It doesn't look like they're going to do a rematch. It looks like he's going to move on. So it is what it is, right? We can feel however we want to feel. Facts is facts. What's next for Teo? Where does he go from here? What do y'all see for him?
I want the Bud fight.
You want Bud? Yeah, right. Bud would.
I want the Bud.
Hammer him into the canvas, down into the parking lot.
Let him do it. I want to see it.
I mean, I'd rather see him fight the Haneys and Tank and Garcia.
Yep. I agree.
They locked up. They locked. You know what I'm saying? They fighting April 20th. So we can. So Devin Haney, Matias. That would be the first one. Matias and Teo. But anybody in the panel going to be like, well, he can't cut the ring off because you already know what Matias going to do.
Now, you know, and I like I said this earlier. I said this to Corey Spinks earlier when I was having a chat with Mill City. And I said, Teo's going to do what Jermaine did yesterday when he fights Sabrias. He going to step around. He going to use his footwork. He ain't going to stand in front of him. He ain't going to be pressing him.
But Andy, you know the difference.
It's going to be a totally different fight. It's going to be a totally different Teofimo. And we're going to see if the Teofimo fans call that running. I want to see if they call that running.
Nah, but the difference with Teo is he could still knock you out with either hand at any point of the fight. So it doesn't make it nearly as boring to watch.
Are we living in the moment then? Are we living in the moment like, okay, we forgot that he know how to cut off the ring with the best footwork, probably in this generation of Lomachenko, and now he can't cut the ring off, so he don't have the IQ. A lot of people in boxing played around with that with Teofimo Lopez, and once again, Teofimo Lopez needs to humble the world. That's what I'm saying. Like if we could see what he did to Loma, we see what he could do to Taylor, we see what he could do to Richard Comey. All I'm saying to the folks, stop being a slave to the moment. Don't be a slave to the moment, because that's what's going to catch y'all being humble again. Oh man, he'll get knocked out by this guy. Oh, he's going to get outboxed by Devin Haney. Oh man, Tank, that ain't boxing. That's not boxing.
When he fought Teo, didn't he come up and wait Loma?
Yes.
No.
I believe he did for that fight when he fought.
No.
Wasn't he at 30 and they fought at 35? No.
That was at 30.
Teo beat him for the belt, right?
That was at 30?
130.
135. 135. He fought an average at 130. Loma already been at 135 for a good couple fights. He beat Luke Campbell for the belt.
No, and what you said before, Punch, about being in the moment, right? You got a point, because it's recency bias, but also it's styles, right? And like people are trying to say that about Fury fighting Usyk, like, oh, he just looked horrible against Ngannou. It's like Usyk's not Ngannou. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like Matias, they don't need to try and find each other. They're gonna find each other easy.
Is the only reason why people was talking about Bud and Canelo? Because nobody was talking about Bud and Canelo before the Earl Spence fight, but because the way that he beat Earl Spence, now they think he could do the impossible. Oh yeah, Canelo, you wasn't talking about no Bud and Canelo moving 3 divisions up.
But the reason why we talking about it is because Bud brought it up.
True.
So when
I
he
think
brought it
the
up,
reason
now we're like, well, damn, if you willing to do it, man, you know, if anybody could do it, is you. Like, I don't think we came out and said it. He said it first.
Nah. They asked him before even fighting Earl Spence, and I put the video up, and he basically was like looking at the reporter like, man, that's 3 divisions up. I'm 147 pounds. He's 168. Okay, he beat Earl Spence, and yeah, man, Earl Spence ain't gonna Canelo out. That's a whole different type of beast.
2 days later, he was on Joe Rogan, and he was like, "I thought about it. We're the same height. I have longer reach. I think I could do it."
That's the same narrative with Jamel Charlo, and he looked very small in that ring.
He felt that.
I went to the fight.
But
all of us
everybody,
know.
Yeah, but
Crawford's
one of those special fighters. I don't think he's a guy we could count out. Yes, I understand Canelo is bigger physically,
I'm
but
curious.
man, Crawford is special, bro. Like if anybody could do it, it's Crawford.
But I'm curious if Crawford will have the same reaction Charlo did. Like all of us who've been in the ring, sometimes you feel a shot, and even though you're picking it off, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna make sure that hits me again. And that's what happened the second Charlo felt that shit whizzed by him. So would Crawford have the same reaction?
I think so. Sometimes we say weight there's weight classes for a reason, and then sometimes we're just blind by the weight class for a reason. 2 fighters that I speak personally told me that it was just different. Jamel said it was just different. It was different.
So you think Jamel and Crawford you think Jamel and Crawford are in the same sentence as far as
yes, that would be a competitive fight. That would be a competitive fight. Wow. Jamel got probably one of the best jabs in boxing as well. When did Jamel Charlo became a bum?
I'm talking about the one that fought Canelo.
Jamel.
That's Jamel.
He had one of the best jabs in boxing.
He got one of the best jabs in boxing, in my opinion. I think he got one of the. You talk about lateral movement. He got one of the best lateral movement in boxing.
The 160 pounder, he looked good to me with the jab, but the smaller Charlo, to me, he's okay, but he ain't got one of the best jabs in boxing.
Man, he be putting people down with jabs. He made fucking Jason Rosario caught the Holy Ghost with a jab to the solo plex. That's how he became a unified champion.
Oh, he's strong. He was a strong 154 pounder, but best jab, I think his brother got a better jab. But to be honest with you, man, to me, Crawford's a special fighter. I would love to see Crawford versus Canelo. Me personally, I think that's a fucking dope ass fight. But I don't know what y'all think. I don't know what y'all thinking. I know what Punch think. I don't know about the other pros in here, but for me, that's a good fight.
I think it's a video game fight.
Canelo and Crawford. I think that's a good fight.
I want to see him fight Benavidez first. Or who's the other kid? Munguia.
That's what I want. Fight Benavidez.
Nah, he's cherry picking now, so it's like
he should have fought Benavidez. Yeah,
I think
long time ago.
I think to be honest, I think if we think that Bud Crawford versus Canelo was a good fight, it's because either you may not feel that Canelo Alvarez is an elite anymore. He declined so much that people may think that Bud Crawford competes with Canelo Alvarez. That's the only way I see people thinking that it'll be a good fight. Three divisions up. We're talking about the best at 160.
No, it's recency bias, like what you said, and all you have to do is think about how he looked against Porter, who is not like Canelo, but similar in terms of just coming at him and being strong and he was losing to Porter until he caught him. Now Canelo doesn't even blink when Kovalev or Triple G hit him. So I'll be very surprised if Crawford comes.
I think it's tough when you have to fight a perfect fight the whole fight without making a mistake. Because if Crawford makes a mistake, he's gonna have to pay, and then he's gonna have to see if the payment at that weight class, you know what I'm saying, if he could take it.
But sometimes it's not. But like Marco says, not even about mistakes. He punches dude in the arms and he's hurting dudes. He broke this guy Callum Smith's arm. And remember, and also Canelo Alvarez, like Marco said, he got one of the best chins. You could arguably say in the history of boxing. Guys, no, Bud and Canelo is a video game fight. It's a video game fight.
I think it's going to get made.
I'm trying to be nice here because I know punches, getting cremated.
Let's go.
Hold on. Crawford got a fucking hell of a jab. Crawford 7-pounder. He's not a regular 147-pounder. He's tall. He can switch. He knows how to use the ring. And we know that Canelo Alvarez has trouble with boxers. He has trouble with guys that can utilize the ring and with a good jab and a southpaw at that. And we know that Crawford's actually a better southpaw than he is an orthodox fighter. So
yeah, but
for us
but
to sit here and act like he doesn't have a chance against a shorter guy when he has a better jab.
Well, they're the same size, but it's about can he?
And listen, let's not forget Canelo started at 147 pounds, so he's grown into the weight class. He isn't a naturally bigger guy like a Benavidez.
Yeah, he is.
He went up.
But that's the narrative that they
started.
That's that was the narrative to sell the Charlo and Canelo, that he's bigger than Canelo. He's 6 feet. They came from the same weight classes, but once they rehydrate and this guy weighed 15 more pounds than Charlo that night, I was in the fight. It looked like two different people. Bud Crawford is significantly smaller than Bud Crawford. I mean, I'm sorry, Bud Crawford is significantly smaller than Charlo.
Who have we seen walk to Crawford and beat on his body?
Nobody. Oh, well, Porter tried it, but
Porter is not Canelo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't.
Did you see the way Canelo was hitting Charlo body? Like he was like, "Yo, you don't belong in this weight class, and I'm about to show you you don't belong in this weight class. Every time I hit you, you're gonna feel it," and he felt it.
It's like we said. Anthony? I'll ask you. Do you think Crawford could really take a clean Canelo punch landing? Because it's going to happen. It might not happen a lot, but it's going to happen at one point in that fight.
I don't know because I haven't seen Crawford ever in a situation where he really looked like he was going to get knocked out or anything. Of course, he got wobbled once when he fought, Gamboa years ago, and maybe some other fight that I don't remember. But I can't answer that. I can't answer that question because But what I am going to say is we got to give Crawford the benefit of the doubt based off the data we have on him. We can't rule him out just because a guy is a couple of weight classes bigger, because we've seen guys like Manny Pacquiao come from a smaller weight class and dominate guys like Oscar De La Hoya. I think most people pick De La Hoya to win for the same reason you guys are saying. So Crawford is a special fighter. I think we have special fighters every so often in boxing. You got guys like Andre Ward, guys like Floyd Mayweather, guys that are just special guys. And I think that Crawford has the physicality. I mean, I watched Crawford deadlift like 500 pounds, walk into a gym, no warm-up. This is a different 147-pounder. He's a wrestler too. He showed that he's physically strong. We don't know to rule him out. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but what I am saying is we can't rule him out and we can't wipe oh yeah, that fight is not even close. We don't know.
I think the Errol Spence fight is still in our minds, recency bias again, because he physically dominated him, right? But then you think back to other fighters, Porter, others, he didn't look that strong against other fighters. So it's not like he has a long history of just throwing guys around and being so much stronger. So that doesn't make me think that he's going to be that much stronger than somebody 3 weight divisions heavier than him.
Bud Crawford, you've seen his fights. When he's not even getting sometimes his weight boxing, he resort into fighting. Same thing with Mean Machine. Mean Machine was having success. He needed to turn into Bud. Let's fight. Even when he hurt, even with the Victor Postal fight in that 12th round, and he wanted to go toe-to-toe with Victor Postal, and then Victor Postal landed some shots, and then Bud, remember that scene when he stuck his tongue out like, nah, I ain't gonna get in with you with this one, nah. So, and then with Sean Porter, your bone mag needed to tell you that you was losing the fight. So you got to go out there and fight to win. I dare Bud Crawford to fight Canelo Alvarez. I don't think that Bud Crawford could do what Jermaine Ortiz did. I don't think that his pride will make him fight like Jermell Charlo. So you're going to stand there with Canelo Alvarez and have a little shootout, because that's what you're going to do eventually, because that's who Bud Crawford is. You're going to get knocked out bad. That's how I see the fight, because I don't see Bud Crawford backing down. I just don't see it. I think he will pull a Kell Brook, have success, and then get you and unfortunately get your eye broken. That's how I see the fight.
You also got to remember the speed and the timing is different at different weight classes. That jab is coming at you differently. The velocity and everything. This is just a different jab. It's a different timing. It's just different.
No, I understand that. I'm saying
No, I'm not going against what you're saying. I'm saying that Crawford has to understand that going up there That Canelo jab coming at you, it's not the same as the Errol Spence jab coming at you.
I think he's special. I think Bud Crawford is special, but I also think the Canelo is special.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I never. I thought that Floyd was special, but I don't think it was smart for. I'm not gonna say, man, Floyd Mayweather when he fought at 150, you know what? And Andre Ward was at 160. I could see that fight from happening.
Yeah.
I think no, I don't think Inoue is special, but I don't think that Inoue should be fighting not even Lomachenko at 135. No, it's just nah.
It's that old saying, you know, the good little man beats a whatever. These guys are both excellent in their respective weight divisions. So when they meet, the size just has to play a role because they're both excellent. It's not like one is good and the other one's so-so. You know what I'm saying?
And let me add this: Oscar De La Hoya came back down from middleweight to fight Manny Pacquiao at 147. He just wasn't at 147. He went to 160 and said, you know what? I want to fight Manny Pacquiao in his best.
But didn't Canelo do exactly what? I mean, he didn't do it in the speed that, you know, Crawford potentially is going to do it if he was to do it. But Canelo did the same thing. He started at 147, went to 54, went to 60, went to 68, and beat most of the top guys at 68. And he basically did it. He came from a smaller weight class and beat the bigger guys. Crawford would be doing the same thing, except he might not take the slow road as fighting in those weights. But
Anthony,
I'm just saying, if you're special, you might be able to do it.
You know what the difference is, Anthony? Canelo started at 147. He was 15 years old. So that's not his real weight. You know what I'm saying? He
fought at 147 against Sugar Shane Mosley.
He was 21 or some shit. Yeah, I mean, he was a kid still. Like Crawford, this is his grown man weight and strength.
And still, Canelo Alvarez proved himself that he could go to the next level. At 160, he beat Daniel Jacobs and Triple G, the best at that time. He did move gradually. He stood at 154 for a period of time. He did stay at 160 for a period of time. He's at 168 at a period of time. He went and become a champion in Sergey Kovalev, but then he fought a Bivol, and it looked like, you know what? Let me come back down. Got humble. Let me come back down to 168. I don't think that Crawford could beat Jamal Charlo at middleweight. Like, we're just going from he'll wipe out everybody at 154, wipe out everybody at 160, or he beats David Benavidez, he beat Demetrius Andre too. He beats all these guys and go to Canelo Alvarez. Nah,
I think he might beat Charlo.
Well, do you even think is this fight realistic though? Are we even talking about something that realistically can happen?
Money.
Yes.
Money.
My insiders, the people I know, my sources are saying that those Saudis are talking about it. It's real.
I mean, what's next for Crawford if he doesn't do that?
He has nothing else to do.
I say like this. The first question was, what do we see next, right, from Tio? I said, Bud, if most other fans are like, which is this is more realistic and more realistic than a Bud and Canelo. Oh, he gonna knock out Tio. Lineal versus Lineal. Man, he gonna knock out Tio. At 154, nobody matching up with Bud Crawford. Is that the fans already saying this Canelo and Bud? We think that he's God now. We think that he's the Messiah. Like he could beat everybody. So the only person we could mention is the next fight, Canelo. Because, man, we are slave. I'm telling you, people are a slave to that Earl Spence.
Y'all think Bob Arum is gonna allow Tio to fight Crawford? Yeah, right.
Why not?
What you mean why? He don't want to. He left him.
It's not. Why not? It's not saving. It's not saving the O. He lost his O, and a
make
guy
money
like
from him. That's why.
Yeah, but it's not for no belts or nothing. Who got the belts? No, ain't for no title.
He'll fight Crawford because he knows Crawford will make him money.
Think about it. Think about it.
Well,
look at the history with Top Rank and Tio. They didn't babysit him to fight Richard Comey in his 14-15 fight. They didn't babysit Teofimo Lopez to fight Lomachenko, in which he was a major underdog. And they didn't babysit him versus Josh Taylor coming off that victory with Sando Martin, where people felt like it was iffy. So the history between Teofimo Lopez and Top Rank is, I'm going to throw you in the wolves. Sink or swim, because we know in the sport of boxing, if you do lose, your contract is ripped. That's it. Teofimo Lopez had to sign another contract. He needed to sign a new contract. So it's not. They don't mind ripping contracts away. You lose, your contract is voided.
Facts.
And what did Dan Raphael reported? That is so. What was it? I mean, it had 6,000 seats. So are they gaining money with Tio? Let's be honest. 6,000? That's poor.
Well, we don't know what the networks pay and all that. You know, that from what I understand, the network money is the main money that goes in all these fights. That when it's not.
No,
you know,
yeah,
pay-per-view.
I'm saying the seats, 6,000 seats.
Yeah,
And
but
Right.
like you don't really make the majority of your money from the gate. You know, the majority of the money is network money when there's a network involved.
No, what I'm saying, I don't feel like it seems like they're not gaining as much with Tio as much as it seems like they should.
Maybe.
You know,
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
If he
Yeah,
fights in New York,
He's a good
he'll,
promoter.
you know, they'll sell out there.
is
I
don't think
in the bottom.
I don't think it's translating. I think because I think Tio does. I think he does a hell of a job in making people talk. But also you got to have a base of fans that's going to support you. So the comment with the Puerto Rico, as much as I could say, I agree how Danny Garcia said it. Man, I know that he was talking about Subriel Matiz. I know that he wanted just to talk ish.
Oh,
But
that's what Garcia said.
Danny Garcia, yeah, he got. Yeah, they
So
just
as a Puerto Rican, Petey, are you Puerto Rican?
100%.
So was that as a Puerto Rican? Did that comment, was that like offensive? Was that like, or you just whatever?
Yeah, no, bro. Believe me, back in the day, you would have caught it. Straight up, straight up, yo. Right in the gym, you would have caught it.
So peep this. So peep this. Most people think like that, even though that he retract on that press conference. So you rub basically, and we from New York. Some of us from New York, from the tri-state area.
Right.
All of us are from New York. All of us in here.
Exactly. So we know that Teofimo Lopez fan base. Most of them are Puerto Ricans because Puerto Ricans follow boxing in New York area. You know, his fan base is
I thought Teofimo was Puerto Rican until I realized he wasn't.
A lot of people
you know what I'm
think
saying?
that.
So his pop seems Puerto Rican.
So he gotta keep all his New York fans because we never really knew about him until he just kind of showed up out of nowhere.
He tries to claim being from here. He tries to claim being from here, and that aggravates me because you can't move out of here at 2 years old and claim to be from like.
I met Tio in Vegas in 2017.
Okay.
I think when you got family here, I've seen Teofimo Lopez a lot in New York. You know what I'm saying? So when you still got family here, you probably come here.
But they were trying to say the same shit about Errol. Oh, he's from New York. Because he was born in Long Island. Have you heard him talk? That's as Texas as it gets.
Yeah.
Yo, what year did Tio go pro? Anybody know?
2016.
2016. Okay, so he was in the amateurs before that. So he fought in New York amateurs?
On the East Coast.
I think he was in Florida. I think he was Florida guy.
I'm gonna let you handle this. Pound for Pound King said Matias is too strong and durable for Tio. What you think about that?
Oh.
I think Matias. I think Matias is strong, but a statement like Flo Mayweather said, I think with a fighter like Teofimo Lopez, going to be straight up and down, no special effects. What he said about Triple G. I think that's tailor made. I think Matias is tailor made for Tio.
No doubt. That's the fight that everybody, that'll be a fight that everybody would enjoy to watch. That's what they're expecting, right?
Fight. Yep.
They want to bang out, right? Just like back in the day, it was, they wanted what we call that rock'em sock'em robots. Remember that? That's what everybody wanted to see the other night. And we didn't get to see that because Jermaine kept Tio off balance all night long. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I was saying to Coach Anthony. I don't think because he was fighting the way that he fought that people automatically want to see. I don't want to see Rock'em Sock'em. I don't want to see Barichak versus Cepeda and they get fight of the year and it was 9 knockdowns. I don't want to see. That's not what I don't think people when they be like stop running. It's not that because we have seen educated footwork. Zab Judah versus Mayweather. Come on, he was fighting on the outside, but he neutralized Zab Judah. And nobody said, oh man, he was running around. No, it's certain ways. There's gonna be good fighters that fight in the inside, there's good fighters that fight on the outside. Pernell Whitaker was catching was knocking down people on the outside. You know what I'm saying? And slipping punches, and then he'll stay there. For me, what Jermaine Ortiz did, in my opinion, was to go 12, was not really to win the fight, in my opinion, the way that I saw it. And the later rounds just told me that the 11th, the 12 was like,
The
yo, my
12th,
man, you don't.
you have to go. You have to finish strong, and to me, he didn't finish strong. You have to go out. You have to be careful, but you can't be careless. You know what I'm saying?
So I
But you still have to go.
just watched
You
the
have to go
12th round. I got Teo won the 12th, in my opinion, and
He
the
did.
10th round because I missed it talking with you guys, so I rewinded it. So I rewinded it, and I got Teo winning the 10th round as well, and then I gotta watch the 11th, then I'll be done.
So right now you got it a tie, right?
So what I'm saying is, I gotta count. My bad. I gotta count. But the last 3 rounds, those are the championship rounds. Those rounds matter, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for this fight, the style he's fighting, you gotta slow that down. You gotta stand there a little bit. This is pro boxing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you gotta give the feds what they want to see. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you gotta take the fight. You gotta win the fight convincingly.
But boss, I do agree with Coach and Marco early on this. I'm not one of those that subscribe to you got to win the championship rounds. The scorecards don't have 1 through 9, and then it says championship round, so we're gonna score it a different way. You know, that's just
No.
that championship round started. That was for the networks.
No,
and
but
stuff
you got to
like
think about it though. Think about the mindset of the last 3 rounds. You
I
gotta
understand.
that.
No, I understand, but
When
there's
you,
really no such thing as scoring about championship
Yeah,
rounds.
it's
nah,
not
I'm
about
not. But
scoring.
I'm not talking about. I'm not. Mumba, I didn't even say the judges. I'm talking about the fighter wanting it and taking the fight.
No, yeah.
You fighting a
I
12.
get you.
Yeah, Mumba. I never
Yes.
said the
What's
judges.
the hardest
I
proof?
think what ended up happening was I think Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, he did so much moving in that fight that the later in the fight it gets, the harder it is for you to bite down because you've already spent so much energy doing all this moving that
I
it's kind of
agree.
hard to take over in those rounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Head.
kind of that's what kind of messed him up. He did excessive movement. That's what I'm saying. Like I won't deny that he moved excessively. You know what I mean? Like he did. I don't feel he needed to. I felt like he was doing fine. He could have settled down a little bit and did the same kind of approach with less mobileness. He could have just stepped around as opposed to circling around the way he was circling. So I agree with that. But
Yeah, I agree also.
I said my
Haney,
prediction was that it was going to be a good fight. It was going to go to a decision, and I was basing it off in the championship rounds. I feel like he's going. I don't know what Jermaine Ortiz is going to show up because remember Lomachenko was his first 12-round bout. He's been a pro since 2016-15, and that was your first 12-round bout. He only has three or four prior to the Lomachenko fight. I think he had 2 or 3 10-round bouts, but has a bunch of 8-rounders. So I'm like, okay, when you go up to that level, what are you gonna do? Now he had the stamina of moving around, but he just didn't want to engage. He didn't want to win, or I don't know, maybe he didn't know how to go that extra gear. Because think about it, just one round. If you would have put those flurries that you're talking about, Coach Anthony, when he in the corner, put one of those 2 flurries, those 115, 113 cars, one round, it would have been a draw. Simple. 2 rounds, he would have won the fight. He gave it up. And that's what I'm saying. He gave it up.
maybe he thought he had done enough.
Yeah, he thought he did enough. That's really
or
what it
maybe
comes
Teo
down.
put his foot on the gas and he couldn't do, for those last 2 rounds or whatever.
But that's what I was saying. The last 3 rounds, you gotta bite down a little bit, man.
There's,
You gotta
the
know
old.
the fight you in too. And like you said, maybe he thought he was just up, but I don't know.
But how about put it this way? Teo thought that he was winning a lot of those rounds, and he's still trying to knock this dude's head off in the last round.
He said that punch, but his face didn't look like he thought he was winning. He looked frustrated.
I think it was more. In my opinion, I think he was. I think, but like I said in the beginning, I think that he was frustrated, and I think it was more mental of him. He put so. What I know about him, so we all know personal fighters and stuff like that. He put too much pressure, and I said this: stop putting too much pressure and trying to entertain. You're putting too much pressure because you don't get to entertain. He's so worried about entertaining. And then you're not entertaining. So now he's doing something that's very uncharacteristic. Come on, stand in the middle of the ring. Let's give the people what we want because it's my name, it's my brand. My mind is in my next big fight, but I want to entertain. I want to be the fighter that people say this is like Roy Jones Jr. It's mental.
He is proven to shine when he when he has nothing to lose. If you noticed, right? That's when he shines. So this next fight, whoever it is, he might, he just keeps doing this.
I mean, styles make fights. Styles make fights. I think what we learn about Teo is if you don't stand directly in front of him, he's going to have issues. I think that I'm not saying that he's going to lose every fight that somebody moves on him, but he's going to have issues, and he doesn't like that. He's a slick boxer himself, so he likes to be the slick fighter where he can do those things. So when he's stepping and he's pressing, he doesn't look as good to me. You know what I'm saying? He looks much better when he's able to utilize some of those crafty moves that he has.
Anthony, did you talk to Jermaine?
Who, me?
Yeah, since the fight.
I just shot him a text message, you know what I'm saying, and he responded to. He just said thank you for always supporting or whatever, but we didn't have like a verbal conversation or anything.
I was curious what he said about the whole thing.
But what I'm saying is, even with the criticism or the the opinions, right? He still won. In the end of the day, as much
I mean,
there is
I think after today, I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm already wore out talking about this shit. So yeah, he won. Like,
there's such thing as ugly wins in boxing, right?
Yep.
I've
had them.
Hey,
you've had them. Me too.
I've had them, bro. Coming home with 20 stitches in my face.
Hey, it's an ugly win.
You know what I'm saying? It's an ugly win on an ESPN card.
But like, let's take an example. What was the fighters that Jerome Boots Ennis fought? The Ukrainian kid that was doing a lot of movement on him.
Karen.
All right. To me, that was an ugly win because I don't think that kid won more than 2 rounds in the fight. But Boots didn't look like Boots, right? Boots didn't look like the Boots that we know. Like, we're like, man, this guy could beat everybody. With him, he kind of looked like he was frustrated, but he still won every round pretty clearly. Yesterday, it wasn't so clear.
But that's what. But look at the mentality of that Karen. I went to that fight in DC. I saw him. They were celebrating just because they went 12. You know and I know he ain't try to win the fight. And that's what I mean. There's this new trend in boxing that if I could just go 12 with this high invested fighter, if I go 12, I get another payday. I'm not losing. Not every fighter is trying to be great, coach. Not every fighter wants that, and that part of the post fight interview that I do agree, Teo, because Teo my guy, but he could say shit that just rolls apart by Diablo, mi hermano. But that part when he said, "Man, I want these guys out of the sport," man, I felt that, man. You guys ain't trying to win, man. That's how I felt. You ain't trying to win, and it's bad for TV. We're talking about two fighters, but that performance, it hurts the sport. It's not like the NBA. There's 11 games, and we could just change the channel. Everybody in combat. If you went to combat, even if an MMA fan base was on Thursday watching this, and it does bad for the sport. That's my opinion. Forget about. I'll keep it real with Jermaine Ortiz. I know he's a technical fighter. I know he's much better than that. But guess what? If I was a casual, I never want to see that guy ever again on TV. It's like that.
I mean, as most casuals would say. I mean, so how do you feel about Shakur Stevenson?
I think Shakur Stevenson, his last fight had a hiccup, but like I said, I'm not a slave to the moment. I seen the last 4 previous fights. I seen him knock down Yoshino. I seen his fight with Oscar Valdez. I see the Consocial fight. I seen the Jamel Hearing fight. So I give him the benefit of the doubt that when he said, "Yo, I was injured," I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I agree.
Yeah, and it was a lot of people criticize him. Yeah,
we can say the same thing about Teo. We seen Teo fight Lomachenko. We seen Teo beat Herring as well. We seen him have great performances too. So when he says, "Hey man, I was utilizing the game plan, and I thought I won the fight utilizing my game plan," we got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I don't give Jermaine.
It's the same thing.
He's not a champion, coach. I don't give him the benefit of the doubt knowing how to win the big one. I seen Tio win the big one. I seen Shakur win the big one. Jermaine Ortiz ran out of gas versus Lomachenko, in which he was successful and he took his foot off the gas. So I'm not giving Jermaine the benefit of the doubt. Why would I give him the benefit of the doubt?
Yo, Teofimo Lopez needs to fire his motherfucking attorney and hire you. You definitely need to be his representation in any situations that he has, bro. You're good, man. You're good. You're his consul from now on. That's a fact.
I'm both of them. I'm both of Jermaine's and Tio's consul. Jermaine Ortiz in his next fight, you're too good for it. A matter of fact, if we really want to say, if we would have put 2, he had that in the bag. Jermaine Ortiz had it in the bag.
Matter of fact, Titus, did you finish watching?
I'm trying to figure out my scorecard over here. All right, help me out with this. All right, so
he didn't even know how to count the rounds. He was watching. Now him trying to add this shit gonna be even more difficult.
I'm gonna say it though. It seems like you're gonna get a draw. That's
so
what I'm getting.
Basically, I had like round 3 either way, and the other than that, I had. Let me see, Jermaine Ortiz won. Let me see.
I think it's a draw from what it sounds like.
I feel like it's a draw too, man. I feel like Jermaine Ortiz won 1 round, man.
Come on, man. Count them right. Come on, it's only 12. It's only 12. You acting like it's like 150.
It's the way I wrote it out, bro.
You wrote it out right, and now you in the panel be like, damn, I did. Damn, he ain't win this fight.
You just gotta count the rounds because it's all 10-9.
I know under the top of my dome, TO1, TO2, Jermaine 3, Jermaine 4, TO5, TO6, TO7, Jermaine. I could give Jermaine 8 for that was a close round. I give Jermaine 9. So I could see it 116, 112. 8, 9, 2.
I already disagree because I don't remember Tio winning 2. I don't remember him winning 3. I remember the early rounds easily going to Jermaine.
No, I gave Jermaine 3.
Round 1 was a toss-up. Round 1 was a toss-up because I remember saying, that's a hard one to score. But after that, it seemed like Jermaine was taking over until after the headbutt.
I think 3 and 4 was Jermaine. I think number 1, I think probably gave it a Tio because he threw way more punches, way more jabs in that first round. You know.
I gave the last 3 to Tio, man.
Hey yo, if I had it 118, 110, guess what? My scorecard is right and y'all scorecard is wrong. All right? Don't be mad at me, baby. Don't be mad at me. Why everybody mad? Is the judges in punch? Come on, man. You know who I want to see next? How about Jermaine Ortiz versus Eder de los Santos?
It's a good fight.
That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight.
It's a good fight.
De los Santos, he proved himself to be a tough motherfucking fight for anybody.
Jermaine
I won't count that kid out no more. I didn't know he was going to be that competitive.
Jermaine Ortiz versus the winner of Lomachenko and George Camboso. Jermaine Ortiz versus Shakur. Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis. Man, there's a lot of fight for Jermaine Ortiz. So this 12 thing is going to help him out. Don't worry.
I figured it out. It's a draw.
I just said that.
Yeah, right.
It's a joke.
Let's go. Let's play that shit.
I got punched so many times, man. Chill out.
Hold on, but that sound a lot more reasonable than 117, 111 punch.
I got it a draw.
That sound a lot more reasonable. I don't think I would have lost sleep over a draw or even a 1-point fight for either guy.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of nothing.
I'm lying. I really believe Jermaine won by like.
I believe he won too, but did you watch it twice or once?
I didn't watch it twice though. See, that's where I almost don't want to watch it twice because I don't want the shit to be a lot closer because I went fucking crazy.
I was doing that. I did a video.
However,
today.
I will watch it twice just to make sure.
I'm telling you, it's the last 3 rounds. He kind of Tio just crept it, sneaked it out. Because what's the name was just going on his bike. Nobody wants to see that the last 3 rounds, bro.
I did a video today.
No, listen, Titus. I don't care what people want to see. I just want to know who landed more punches than the other guy. That's all I want to know. Like we can say, "Oh, that shit is not pleasing." That don't matter. who landed more punches? That's the guy who won the round, or who landed the more effective punches. So that's all I want to know.
Based off what I was just watching, Teo, because now, like he went, he's on autopilot. He's just moving around the ring, making a miss. It's like I'm just trying to get to the last bell, but that's what I mean. Like energy, you gotta take it, man. Forget the fans. As a fighter, you know what I'm saying. We speak about safety and all that stuff like that, but we also gotta understand the sport we in. We in the hurt business, right?
Yep.
I know we talk about safety. I know, but at the same time,
we also want to don't get hurt business. Protect yourself at all times.
Yeah. We of course we want to do that. That's the plan. That's ideal. But we sign up to punch people in the face and to get punched in the face. Like we go out there, we try to leave it all out there. You know, win, lose, or draw, and some of us would like to go out on our shield.
Yep.
So at the same time, that's why we give into this sport. We buy into the sport. All of us, the media, the fans, everybody, because your heart is also in it. Safety, of course, but the fans is paying their money, and you going to the gym every day. Leave it all in the ring.
Anthony, I did a video today, right, of the fight, and so I had to go up and get the highlights. So I just got a video of just the highlights of the fight, and I won't front. There was some more shots of Teo landed in those highlights that I remember, and I'm like, but I didn't watch the whole thing again.
Y'all gonna force me to watch this whole fight again, man.
Now, he landed some decent shots. He had some decent shots. He did.
Y'all gonna force me to watch it again. But honestly, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even want to talk about this fight after today. Like, this shit was, bro. I've been talking about this fight for the last fucking 48 hours, like every minute. But you know, hey, whatever. We also got Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia today doing that little face-off in the streets or whatever it was in the mall or whatever. Do y'all feel like that's a stage thing, or do y'all feel like that's real?
That's happening April 20th.
That's a stage.
No, but I'm saying, do you think they staged what happened today?
Yes.
Like, you think that was a marketing tactic?
Yes.
They selling it, bro. That's it. They selling
Absolutely.
it.
I mean,
come on, you know Bill Haney.
Putting two people in the same place at the same time, I think. But
Bill Haney is a master.
You don't think they rehearsed it? Do you think they was like, yo, you gonna say this and then I'm just
nah.
I think they just said,
I don't think boxing has got that far.
They just say get in each other's faces and hype the fight.
Yeah,
it probably got heated because when dude's in your face talking all that shit, after a while it gets heated for real. But Bill Haney is a master marketer.
Why when fighters, you know, fighters know how to fight, they know how to throw punches, but they pushing each other. If you wanted to hurt them, you would have
exactly.
If you wanted to hurt somebody, gonna throw them hands.
Exactly.
So how do y'all see that fight? I mean, I'm sure we're gonna do separate lives just for that, but I'm just curious. Like, how do y'all see that fight playing out?
I got Haney.
I got Haney.
I got Haney outclassing him, and having a very, very good performance. Like, I ain't gonna say a standout performance, but I think he's gonna have a good performance. I think we're gonna be able to see the difference in skill level. The reason why I say that is because compare who has Ryan Garcia. Yes, they fought in the amateurs, but at the same time, look past that. Look at what happened next. Look at Devin's competition level that he has fought and on a consistent level that he's fought at. At this point, Ryan Garcia still has 2 names on his belt, and we see that he's fundamentally not sound, and he still has growth. I think that his star is bigger than his actual skill level and who he is as a fighter.
I don't know. I think it's tough just because I know they know each other very, very well. I think if anybody knows Haney more or vice versa, they know each other more than anybody. They fought too many times. I think that Ryan Garcia's attack is underrated. I think people
bro, my boy Boxing Sweet Science on Instagram said Ryan will stop Haney. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick. We can't see your comment. I'm on YouTube, but
tell him to DM me. We could get a nice bet on.
There you go, Boxer. Yeah, you got yourself some wages.
You said
God gift the real on Instagram. DM me, bro.
Boxing Sweet Science 2.0 guy.
Oh, that's Marshall. Yeah, now he's wilding out.
Yeah,
Who's friends with Ryan?
I think that
Oh,
Devin
you
Haney is
lying
more.
about
I
that.
think Devin Haney is more sure of himself, more sure of his skills, more sure of his growth than Ryan. You know that Ryan tried to even pull the California role. He's still trying to find himself, and
Yeah.
so I think I would give the nod with Devin right now, but I think it's gonna be harder than what people think.
I think
When
Devin boxes his socks off.
when you say nod, how can you? I feel like
He thinks
boxing
it'll be
talk.
close, but Devin will win, right?
I get that, but how? How do you feel like it's gonna be close? As terms of what has Ryan showed you that's gonna be like, yo, this guy can compete with Devin Haney in a close battle.
I think that Devin Haney is going to give him the opportunity to go 12 rounds. So he's going to give him opportunities to adjust. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good answer.
That's true. That's a very good answer.
That
I
was, that
still
was a
think
great
Devin's
answer.
gonna
That
box
was a
his.
great answer.
I think Devin's gonna box his socks off. I don't
Yo, I
think
think he's not even gonna be able to keep up,
he's
bro.
not gonna be able to touch him. Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
touch him, but not much.
I think they both got is in the same. They in the age where they could significantly grow, but we see more growth with Devin Haney. I think we seen more. He's willing to take more risk since the George Kambosa championship rounds, leading to the Lomachenko. We saw that he could be neutralized with his jab, but then he implemented some body shots. So you took away his favorite weapon, and he still managed to win the fight, even though there was a controversy. People thought that he lost the fight, but you managed to take his ultimate weapon and still find a way to beat a guy like Lomachenko and then come back to 140, wipe the floor with Regis Prograis. I just think that he got the momentum. I think he got the growth. I think he's so sure about his skill set. He got stronger. So, everything is leading Devin Haney winning the fight. But Ryan Garcia, I do think that he's underrated with his offensive approach. I think he can mix his punches very, very well. I think that he has an underrated jab to the body as well. He goes to the body real well. I think he got that killer instinct. If he smells that you hurt, he's coming after you. But I also know that Devin Haney know how to survive like a veteran. We saw that with Jorge Linares. We know Jojo Diaz, he broke that shoulder roll. You don't even see Devin Haney using that shoulder roll as much. So he's grown out of that a little bit because Linares punched through it and Jojo Diaz exposed it a little bit. But he's growing. I got Devin Haney right now.
I think Ryan Garcia stands up too tall. As far
Way too
as
tall and his chin up and hands down all the time.
you facing somebody with lateral movement. He's sharp. He's always looking for everything come off the jab
Hard.
with Haney. So
Yep.
I'll tell you what's the difference between Devin Haney and the rest of them is that Devin Haney don't got that God-given power and speed, so he's very disciplined. He's like Bernard Hopkins, right? Very disciplined. Where these other guys, because they're gifted with their speed, they take their risk, they have their hand down, you know what I'm saying, to land this blind left hook. Like Teo, like Tank. Sometimes they do undisciplined stuff because they rely on their God-given ability and skills and reflex. Where Devin Haney, he just very, very disciplined on offensive end, defensive end. He don't care how the fans care about how he's fighting, and I think that's why he wins these fights the way that he does.
He reminds me a lot of back in the day. I grew up in the gym next to this guy. Well, a lot of them. Howard Davis, 1976 Olympic gold medalist, but also former world champion. He reminds me of Howard Davis a lot. Very smart fighter. Very smart. Wasn't a big puncher, but man, he will box your socks off. Just like you said, my man.
I always called from back Vegas days being out there. I always said that Devin Haney to me was gonna be the better fighter out of the guys that they could compare out of the group. I just feel like he's more of like an old school fighter, man. I feel like he boxes, he moves. He's not looking to be a showman. He's not taking breaks. He's alert and sharp that whole fight. And I just feel like his activity makes the difference between him and the fighters of like today. Like that's kind of what I was saying before, like that old school style. Like he kind of kept that in his arsenal where other guys are waiting, they're posing, they're, you know what I'm saying? So I think his busyness is going to give guys a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like he, he went to boxing Harvard, man. He had some of the best coaches over the years help him develop him. So Devin Haney is very well schooled. His father did a good job at moving him around to different coaches who taught him properly. And Devin Haney definitely, you can see Floyd Mayweather resemblances in his style. I'm not gonna say like he's as good as Floyd, but he does. You can see the resemblances of how he moves, how he utilizes his jab, his defense. So he's definitely sharp. But at the same time, I do believe that Ryan Garcia got that one punch power too, man. Like he can't fall asleep behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got two fighters, right? Antonio Tarver thought that T.O. won, and Richardson Hitchens thought that Teofimo Lopez won too. You know,
Oh shit!
and he's a slick fighter too. He a slick fighter, coach.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm about to get off of this. I'm gonna get off of here.
Yo,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna watch the fight again. And if T.O. won, I'm not gonna say shit. I ain't gonna say nothing because I said way too much to come out now and try to give T.O. his flowers. I'm not doing it. I'll give him his flowers for being a hell of a fighter, but I'm not gonna go back on what I said. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No. One question for coach, because you're the coach. You're the coach, the most prestige coach in boxing. Let's go, Coach Anthony. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, Coach. If you was in that corner, or you need to go, let me ask you two questions. If you was in the corner, Jermaine Ortiz in the last 3 rounds, or now that you need to go back to the drawing board, what would you tell? What would you implement, or what would be the next strategy? What would be the adjustments?
Listen, if you guys watch when I worked the corner for Raymond Ford was clearly winning the fight against, I believe, I don't know if it was the Maggot Delano fight. It was one of the fights that we fought together. And Ray, I yelled at Ray. I said, we don't know what the fuck the judges are looking at. We know where we're at. We don't know what we're looking at. I literally got the whole clip as one of my highlighted,
I hit you up on that clip.
Yeah, right. So you know that I wouldn't have allowed Jermaine Ortiz to just cruise knowing that we were fighting Teofimo Lopez on a top-ranked card and all that type of shit. I would never in a million years assume that we're going to get the nod. So, yes, I would have been much more vocal in the corner. I don't know how they were in the corner, but he would have been out there letting his hands go a little bit more if he listened to me. So, I agree with you guys on that behalf. I wouldn't have trusted it. Now, as far as no, I just wouldn't have trusted it. Like, even though I feel that he was winning, in my heart, I would have been like, even though I feel like he's winning, I know that we can get fucked over. So therefore, I'm gonna make sure that we win. Like, I get it when people say you gotta beat the champ. Like, I get it, and I agree from a perspective of that's just how the game go. But if I'm looking at it from a fairness perspective, I just didn't think it was fair that he landed more punches, in my opinion, from watching it once, and he lost 117, 111. I think that's pissed me off more than the decision itself. But anyway, to switch everything up, I would have been much more vocal, 100%. And what was the next question?
But now that you know the outcome of it, and he took the L, what will be the adjustments now?
I mean, honestly, I think if Jermaine Ortiz can keep his spirit high in this situation, like Pete said in the beginning, I think this is a fucking great learning experience for him, and he has a great opportunity now to say, let me put it all together now. I know that I could compete with the best in the world. I know that I could win. I also know how I've lost in the past. With Lomachenko, I think he started too early. I think he was a little too aggressive too early, and I think he gassed out late. With Teofimo Lopez, I thought he was a little bit too passive. He was a little bit over excessive footwork, and I think that cost him. Even though I felt he won, I still know that's the reason that it cost him. So now that we know that, let's put it together. Let's go ahead. Let's use that athleticism. Let's use the fact that you can switch. Let's use your jab. And honestly, Jermaine Ortiz is a live dog against any fighter on any night if he puts it together. And hopefully he's learned enough to put it together. I don't think he needs to keep going through this in order to put it together. But maybe some guys never put it together, and you know, some guys that's who they become. They become the guy who always loses by a little bit, and hopefully he doesn't become that guy. But you know,
I mean, he's young enough to make those type of adjustments. You know,
he's definitely a talented fighter. He's as talented as they come. Do I think he's the best or anything in the division? I mean, I believe he could beat anybody, but it all comes down to him putting it together, you know, and being able to rise to the occasion on fight night. And not many fighters have done that, you know, lose, and then out of nowhere come back and start beating everybody. I mean, in the old time, you did have it more often because guys fought each other, but as of recently, man, a couple of these losses, you don't see these guys no more. They gone. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Jermaine doesn't just disappear. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's gonna disappear, but they had a different mindset has to, you know, click.
Yeah, he needs to say to himself, okay, I know I can win. I'm gonna like what everybody's basically saying. You got to go out there and dominate. At this point, you need to dominate. I literally sent Raymond Ford a text, and I told him, "You see, we can't be playing." I told him that. I said, "You see, we can't be playing." And listen, Raymond is the type of fighter. And for those of you guys who aren't aware, I work with a fighter by the name of Raymond Ford, who's fighting Otabek Kamastov March 2nd, ESPN for the WBA Bacon World title. And, you know, it's not going to be an easy fight by any means. We're fighting, I think, the #1 ranked guy. He's a hell of a puncher. He's a strong kid. He's tough. Top rank. I mean, I don't know if he's still with Top Rank, but he was a top ranked fighter. We're fighting, you know what I'm saying, on a top ranked card. They won the purse bid. So I already told Raymond, bro, we got to convince by all means. So he understands the assignment.
But I think, and the thing is, he learned from that because of the draw. He learned from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why learning from that, you know, like P said, he learned from that. And you as a coach already learned about his past before you was in the corner. When that happened to him, we can't leave it like that. Even I may feel like you winning the fight, but or it was Jermaine Ortiz going to the championship round and only Teofimo Lopez got one round. Nah, for you to feel like that, maybe you got 5 rounds in, 4 rounds, and we got to get these. You know, that's because if you lose,
yeah, because look what happened to Christina Cruz, right? Christina Cruz, I thought won a good amount of rounds in that fight. I did think that the other girl was starting to take over in the later rounds. Like that was clear that she was starting to break down. And then, of course, in the 10th round, we saw how she unfortunately got stopped, even though we know that wasn't right. What happened? It did feel like she was gonna lose going to the judges' scorecards. It felt like it, like damn, I think this girl got her by a point or two. Shit. Now, when we got the fucking scorecard, she didn't win a round. Yeah. And it was like, you lost every fucking round? There's no way you lost every fucking round. There's no way in hell you can't. There's no way you can tell me that Christina Cruz lost every round of that fight. Yeah. I thought she won easily 4 rounds, maybe 5, maybe 6. I don't know. At least 4 to 5 rounds. They gave Christina Cruz 1 or 0 rounds.
0 rounds.
You know, so these are criminal activities that are happening with this scoring system, man.
They decided to fight before the fight. Already.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's kind of unfortunate because it's like, come on, dog. Christina didn't win 1 round. That fucking girl was getting counted on the way in all night long. And Christina was doing the same thing, you know, basically that, you know, Jermaine was doing yesterday. Moving a lot, utilizing the outside of the ring, looking for punches as she came in. But she was landing better punches.
Christina was landing better punches than Jermaine, though. Come on. Even when she did the side to side moving, like she was countering with the left hook. She was in the middle of the ring. You feel me? When she was countering Fundura, she was doing it in the middle of the ring.
I was mad that I didn't go to the decision. I put $30 on that. You know how much money I would have won?
I had a.
She was a big underdog.
I had a feeling
she was doing her thing, man. You know what I mean? But I do feel like she was breaking down, but we all know she shouldn't have got stopped. I mean, that was a bad call. I really believe she could have protested it. I know she chose to take the high horse and not protest it, but I think it could have been a no contest. You know what I'm saying?
She deserves a big fight, though. You know, I think she deserves and it's women boxing. I think that she does got a name. I think she should get rewarded with a big fight, just like Maxie Hugh. I thought that Maxie Hugh beat George Camboso. I thought that was a robbery. You know, at least he's getting Cepeda. So, you know.
So you do believe in robberies, okay?
Of course, I believe in robbery politics. I believe
apparently, if the judges scored it and they're professionals, that's what it is. So
I believe that. I believe that Christina Cruz, that was just plain and simple. It was decided before the fight. I believe that Maxiu did beat George Camboso. I think that Teofimo Lopez beat Ortiz.
You know what all three of them fighters got in common? They all fucking friends with Punch, man. They all got the same thing in common. They all friends with Punch.
But you cool with Ortiz. You say that's why you're mad.
That's a fact, though. I am cool with Ortiz. I am a little biased. Plus, he disrespected Puerto Ricans.
That's why. Look at the passion, the veins in Coach Anthony. We haven't seen it like that. We never. You so passive. You so calm. Woo!
Yo, you know what's crazy, man? People were like, "I've never seen you curse, Coach Anthony." That's how I know people don't know me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, people really don't know me like that. People were like, "Oh my God, I've never seen you act like this, Coach Anthony." That shit is, man, funny. I'm like, yeah, I know. You know what I mean? But hey, man, fuck it. It is what it is.
All right, bro.
Yeah, man. I think that's it, though, man. We've been on this shit for 2 hours. Punch, when you going live, bro? So I could be a guest on your show.
Tomorrow, man. Tomorrow. I was live earlier today. This is a hot topic.
Every day.
I do like the topic, though. I do like, because I do agree with you. I never used to say running. I was just ticked off in that championship round with Jermaine Ortiz. I am, bro, because I know there's fight. I know it's not. There's a lot of fighters that's taking that same approach. You know, there is fighters that's not going out there. Like, you know who's going out there to try to. Nah, I ain't gonna leave this, man. I gotta get it right now. This is my only chance, or this is my chance right here.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know. I think that the running argument, I get it, I understand it, but at the same time, I say running doesn't even exist in boxing. There is no running. The only time boxers run is when they do their road work. If you in the square circle, you do what the fuck you got to do to win, and you got all that space, and you use it however you want to use it. You want to use it to be aggressive, that's what you do. You want to use the perimeter of the ring, that's what you do. You want to, stay in the middle of the ring, that's what you do. You only got a 20 by 20 foot ring. Like,
the
ain't going much further than that.
Hoya versus Trinidad, right? What they say. Hoya, he ran. But when I look at the fight, I seen a lot of sticking moves, sticking jazz. I seen a lot of jazz by Oscar De La Hoya.
All I'm saying is the ring is there to be used. You use it how you want. There's no rules that say you can't utilize every inch of this ring. So I get the frustration, but the truth is, it's a strategy, and sometimes it backfires. It obviously backfired yesterday, but sometimes that's what you got to do. If you fighting a motherfucker like Betterbeeve or one of these big punching motherfuckers, I mean, you can't handle it. I mean, how did Malignaggi win a lot of fights? You know what I'm saying? Like, guys use the ring, bro. Like, and other guys don't. Pete used to go toe to toe with you. I mean, that's how he fought. Titus is a mix of the two, right? He likes to box, he rumble a little bit, but some guys, they like to fucking move, man, and you gotta beat them.
Like Chris Colbert.
You gotta beat them, bro. You gotta figure this shit out. That's on you. That is on you to learn how to cut the ring off.
Like Chris,
you to learn how to deal with it.
Like Chris Colbert, but all runners eventually get stepped on.
Yeah, but even Chris Colbert himself, he throws some punches.
Nah, I seen Chris Colbert rumble. Like, I seen him fight that Dominican kid, man. I seen that shit come up on Facebook. I say, yo, these motherfuckers is rumbling, yo.
I'm always take my little shot at him.
Oh yeah, I know.
But to be honest with you, I'll be real with you though. When me and him fought, I look back at the fight and I'm like, dang, I just show like I really wish I had like a better coaching system because I lost because I wasn't cutting off the ring. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I was cutting off the ring, I'd break him down easily. But I'm watching the fight like, wow, I was really like not even, kind of green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, it all comes down to understanding different style. Why do you think all the best amateurs, most of the time, become some of the best pros? Because they fought all over the fucking world and they seen every style there is. And there's a bunch of different styles out there, and one of them is movers, right? The Cubans are known for it. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Ortiz brought in a Cuban coach to help him with this fight, and that's probably where he got the idea to do all that moving. But I mean,
but at the same time, coach, you as pro boxing is still as we know, still a different game. And of course I know you know that, but I'm just saying you gotta still know when to sit down. And that's the problem.
Yeah,
He never sat down. And that's the problem with the other fighter that fought Danny Garcia or no weight class. He moved a lot. What's his name? Dang, forget his name. Pardon me, but you got to be able to sit down. It's cool to stick and move, but you got to be able to sit down. This is pro boxing. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, bro. At the end of the day, winning or losing, you got to finish strong.
Got to.
That kid didn't finish strong. And another thing is this: that the first time that kid got cut?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think he did get cut with the Jamel Hearing fight. I think the Jamel Hearing
because I know some fighters.
His man did one of the best jobs I've seen, though, man. He stopped that fucking cut, boy.
No doubt. But when
that's the best cut, man. That's my guy, Mike Bassel.
When cuts happen like that, like it's happened to me plenty where headbutts is you got to really make an adjustment, because the blood's going in your eye, your vision's impaired now, and then you got Teo coming at you with bombs and you got to escape. So right now I was just thinking the last 3 rounds he was not
he was battling the cut. He was battling the cut for sure.
He was battling the cut.
But he was battling the cut.
But either way,
come down again.
Yeah, either way, because I've been there. Either way, you got to finish strong. And he didn't.
I wanted to ask you this because in the beginning you said that once he was fighting Southpaw, you already knew that it was thing. But
it was going to be trouble for Teo.
But Teo's best wins, legacy wins, was versus Southpaw.
Against Southpaws.
What made you think that?
You're right. You're right. Because he's, like you said, he's coming to put on a show. So
that's what I feel like.
You're not thinking. It's like you said. He's not thinking about fighting. He's thinking about putting on a show. By llegar el día, you putting on a show.
But also,
he's gonna come.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He probably thought he was gonna come out right-handed. So psychologically, mentally, it threw him off. So he want to come out with a certain game plan or certain, swag or whatever. But because he's a stylish fighter, but when you come through and he come out southpaw, throws his whole mental off. Now you got to adjust from the beginning.
Yo, you know what I did, right? If you guys go to my website right now and you use discount code Ortiz1, you get 75% off of everything on the store. And this is a true thing. A bunch of people have been using the code. It's for today only. After I'm done with this, it's over. But literally, Ortiz1 is the discount code, y'all. 75% off, CoachAnthonyBoxing.com. You got to admit that he won if you want the 75% off, though. You got to admit it. You know what I mean? So
just be a loyal person. Forget about the 75%. Just pay. Just pay the original price.
Pay full price. Just so you ain't got to admit it.
Pay full price, man. Hey man, sometimes I go to the club and I buy the water bottle for $5, knowing I can get it for $1. Just pay the $5.
Yo, coach, I think when you watch the fight back, you're gonna see that it was a bit closer. I think that you were just more so because you a technician, so you seeing the flaws and you just taking points away from him mentally. You know what I mean? Like, why he not coming off the ring? You seeing that things like he should be doing at that elite level, but obviously still watching the fight, but you know what I'm saying? You're really analyzing it. But then when you really just watch it score round by round, I think you'll see that it was a little closer.
Can I watch it? Where is it at? It's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. They got it up there.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna watch it live and I'm gonna rescore it live. You want to do that with me, Punch? Or rescore?
Let's go with that 117.
Have you ever done a rescore?
Yeah, I did it with the Jamel Charlo versus.
We should
Brian
do a
Castano
rescore live, bro. Me and you.
Everybody was on my neck too, with the Jamel Charlo and Brian Castano. How dare you have it? He get 116 with 1. Hey man,
I don't know, man. I'm gonna do a poll.
I don't know. People get at the end of the day, even when people are mad at my scorecard, it still aligns with Elisa's judge. Don't get mad at me, man.
Man, you a plant. They planted you in the industry, man. We gotta watch you, man.
I'm telling you, folks, man, it is what it is. Sometimes, hey, I hate my outcome. I'm like, yo, damn, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Punch don't need a rescore, only you. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah, man, I don't need it. I do it like this. I be watching fights without the volume like this. Jermaine Ortiz with a body shot. Oh, okay, all right. Miss. Good defense. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I'll be like that.
Yeah, but in between rounds, you drinking moonshine. So how credible is your opinion? How credible is your?
Then I'm glued in.
Dark ass shades. How can you even see what's going on?
I'm glued. Come on, guys. Anybody? I don't approve of drinking and driving. But if you ever drink and drive, you start driving like this. Now you're more careful than when you sober, chilling like this. You're more careful like this. Okay. And you know where the cops is at. You man alert. So I'm alert.
Yeah, y'all crazy, man. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man. I want to say thank y'all for pulling up, man. Let the people know how they can find y'all, man.
You already know Punch Drunk Boxing, YouTube channel, Punch Drunk Boxing, Instagram, Punch Drunk Boxing, TikTok, Punch Drunk Boxing, not fans only. Punch Drunk Boxing, not fans only, not fans only. I ain't like Josue Vargas, all right?
Yeah.
That's the Puerto Rican fighter he was talking about.
Damn, he went there.
Yo, follow me on Instagram, T God Gifted Will. My boxing YouTube page coming soon. You see it right here, God Gifted Promotions. Word. Thanks, Coach Anthony, for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good night, guys.
All the best to you, kid, in your career, man. I'll be watching you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Okay,
weekend.
Too.
All right, cuz I'm out of here, brother. I know you don't got no real. I mean, I don't know if you doing anything on social media, man.
Nah, man.
Oh, well, make sure y'all go on YouTube and go watch Peter Nieves' professional fights, man. Go check out what he did, man.
Do that. Learn something.
You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all can learn something for sure, man. So there you go, man. Thank you, cuz, for pulling up, man.
All right, man, cuz. You know what time it is, man.
Later, y'all. Later. All right, y'all, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. It was a lot of fun, but I was dead serious about the discount code. 75%, for the whole store. I'm going to let it go for a little while longer. For anybody who wants to take advantage, anybody who ever, wants to learn real boxing, you guys know where to go, man. Go to the website. I want to say thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys, and I'm going to go rewatch the fight, man. I might do it live. I might not. I don't know. Maybe I should do it live. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to be embarrassed. I don't want to do that. But I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong, man. So I'm going to go ahead and rewatch the fight. You know what I'm saying? Ortiz won the fight. And we're going to keep the discount code Ortiz1 so you can go ahead and save that money. Thank y'all for the love and support, man. And I'll see y'all soon.